hello, and welcome to the Lost Archives. My name's Owen, and I'm the Dungeon Master of this ragtag group of heroes and adventurers.
Hi everybody, I'm Claire. I'm playing Mira, who's a Dragonborn Sorcerer, half red dragon, half silver dragon. Originally was a bit of a politician, and now has joined the adventuring life, probably to a greater extent than she ever expected.
Hi everyone, I'm Michael. I'm playing Lockie, a Warforged Artificer. Originally was part of a flying castle, but have since left and resumed an adventure with my now friends.
Cool. Hey guys, I'm Jared, and I play the character of Jin. He is a level 6 Law Bard and a level 2 Hexblade Warlock. I'm currently an associate and ally of the Tempest Guild, and I am helping them in their goal of stopping the Queen of Dragons, Tiamat.
Hello, I'm Ali, and I'm playing Shana, the Yuan-Ti Sorcerer, who is traveling with the Tempest Adventuring Guild, trying to find the other half of her soul, who is hiding somewhere away, far from reach.
Hi guys, I'm Matt, playing Yervith, the sneaky Wood Elf Ranger and Rogue, who, after a tragic incident in the jungle with his previous expedition, has now joined up with this lovely ragtag group of adventurers and is looking to see what happens next.
Hello everybody. Hello and welcome to the Lost Archives. My name's Owen and we are playing Tyranny of Dragons tonight. That's right. Get excited. Episode 101. Whoa. I'm very excited. Crazy that we're that many episodes deep. Yeah, that's right, Matt. Last session was our episode 100.
I know.
So you mythed a bit of a doozy, you shit.
I know.
But it's okay because your garage got all cleaned out. So no, yes,
Yeah,
it's good. It's good that it did get done.
Yeah, very happy about that.
Very stoked indeed.
So
now
good.
Matt actually hasn't had a chance to catch up with the podcast, so Matt doesn't really know 100% what went down last session. So I will do a really good recap for Matt just to get him up to speed and for the rest of you as well, because last session was a bit of a spicy one in terms of things that went down and finding out what's been happening in the world at large while you guys have been off resurrecting a dead companion. Before we get into all of that though, thank you again everybody who joined us for the Curse of Strahd campaign on Monday nights. That was our last Curse of Strahd for the year. We will be back again next year, but for the moment, over Christmas, there won't be any more Curse of Strahd. This is also the last session of Tyranny of Dragons for this year. We will be seeing you guys again in 2023, which is really crazy to say out loud.
Wow.
We will be returning on January. Look how prepared I am. We will be returning on January the 18th.
Yeah, 18th.
You will be seeing us then for our first session back with Tyranny of Dragons. But don't despair. I hear you despairing in the background. Don't do it, because I've got some great news. I know I said that I would not be doing any streaming over Christmas. I've changed my mind. A certain raid battle was announced with Cinderace, one of my favorite Pokemon, on the 30th of December to the 2nd of January. I will be doing that raid battle. I've been recruiting people in chat since I first found out about it at like 6 a.m. this morning. Some of those people are before you right now. We will be doing that, and I will live stream it probably on the 30th. I'll let you know closer to the date, but at the moment it's looking more likely that it's going to be the 30th of December that we actually do that raid battle. Our plan is to assemble a crack squad of a combination fairy type, water type Pokemon. The Cinderace, which is a fire type normally, is going to be a fighting type for this particular raid. But we need to be prepared. So we've already done some planning in the background. I think I saw someone was saying they were going to do a Slowbro. I think Archie's going to go with a Slowbro. I'm probably going to bring a Dash Bun. Matt, what are you thinking at the moment?
Oh, I'm probably gonna double down on the Azumarill. That belly drum play rough combo was pretty strong.
Belly drum play rough, absolutely. Ali, what are you thinking?
Same deal.
Same deal? All right, brilliant. And Jared, what are you thinking?
Well, I still have my Azumarill, but I'll have a look around and see what's sort of around and see what people are actually using.
Tell you what, if you guys are all going to go Osmarill, I might get a Dash Bun and I'll focus on support with Dash Bun, because Dash Bun's little special ability is that every time he takes damage from a fire attack, he doesn't take any damage and his defense goes up 2 steps. So against a fire type Pokemon, I think I'll be okay. So I might focus on buff and debuff, then I'll buff you guys with Helping Hand and debuff Cinderace with things like Mean Look and Scary Face and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right, brilliant.
Well, I
we had immunity.
We do have.
I was just saying we had immunity to dragon types, and it didn't help us too much.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if all else fails, I am tempted to train up a Grim style, just for the debuffs.
Yeah, who was running a Grim
Did you guys struggle?
Archie, I think.
Did you guys struggle in the Charizard raid a lot?
No,
Well,
not
I
really.
didn't do it because I wasn't up to it, but
Right.
I think the guys did okay.
Yeah, with the Charizard raid, we had
It was
like a
one
crack
or two.
squad of Osmarils and a Sylveon and a Grimstyle.
Right, yeah,
we
okay.
destroyed it.
Yeah.
Every other type
Nice,
of raid we
nice.
tried to do, we got whipped. Like they just
Oh,
went
okay.
floor with us. But because we tried to do some other 6-stars and we were not prepared. But
Really?
yeah, well, because I don't think many of us had level 100 Pokemon. I think most of us only had the Osmaril.
I think the
I've been,
scaling
like-
is pretty crazy when you get to
I've been
the 6
clearing.
star.
I've been clearing all the 6-star raids that pop up on my map pretty easy.
Oh, it's easier single player because every time you do it in multiplayer, every time someone gets knocked to 0, in multiplayer the timer drops significantly. In single player, it doesn't. It only drops when
no,
you
I've
go
been
down.
doing it online. Like I
with randos.
queue up with randos.
Oh, okay, well, it's just us then. We just need to get good.
Some like one or two like things go bad, but like just it's not too
All
bad.
right, we'll get good. We'll
Get
get
better
on that.
scrubs.
Yeah, we'll get better scrubs.
Joking.
So stay tuned for that. We'll keep you guys posted. I'll let you know when that's happening, but most likely the 30th of December. I don't think there were any more announcements I needed to share. Obviously, we want you guys to have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and enjoy your holidays and time off. If you've been enjoying any of our content, the D&D, the Pokemon, the Avatar Legends, the random Sims hacks that I posted a while back, if you've enjoyed any of that stuff, please chuck us a subscribe, chuck us a like, leave a comment. Apparently comments do more for the algorithm. They tickle the algorithm's pickle more than anything else does. So I go for those, I guess. And if you're a D&D aficionado and you've been really enjoying this and you've got some friends who you could share it with, please do. It really helps us out. We're really starting to crack down on that halfway point for YouTube partner. I would love if we could get there by the end of next year. That would be amazing. Long term, my goal is to have this be a thing that I do full time. So if you can help me along on that journey, I can promise even more amazing content, including published versions of all the homebrew changes I've made to the campaigns for you guys to use whenever you want in your campaigns as well. So let me know if that's something you want. I'd love to share it and start making some more stuff for you guys to enjoy. Well, that's all the announcements from me. Let's jump into the campaign. Now, I will do a recap to get us back into the zone and into the headspace for our episode. Matt, buckle up. It's been a wild ride. The journey of the Tempest Adventuring Guild. He's ready. Like, can you look more ready? I need you to like sit up a bit. Like, oh wow, yeah, he's really looking serious now. Okay, brilliant. The journey of the Tempest Adventuring Guild, a group of mercenaries, explorers, and adventurers, has led them across the lands of Nostea. For over 3 months, they have worked to disrupt the actions of a dangerous cult seeking to release an ancient betrayer god, Tiamat, from her prison in the Nine Hells. The journey hasn't been an easy one. For every victory the group have secured, they have suffered losses as well. But now, one of these losses has been reversed. Last session, and the session before that, the party met with a strange alien creature known to the people of Dromethion as a flesh sculptor. Using powerful magic and flesh taken from a dragon, the flesh sculptor has been able to revive Lyra, one of their companions who had previously been lost to them. But now, the team must face the greatest threat they have yet to face. Intelligence from the Harpers has revealed the location of where the cult have planned to open the gateway to Tiamat's prison. Paelan, capital of the Ocean Empire. Arriving in the city, the team discover it has been the site of a massive magical attack, an entire district obliterated and turned into a smouldering crater. While massive dragons wheel high above the destruction, passing through the thick layer of smoke now lying heavy over the city, the group speed toward the lip of the crater. Last session, we left off right as you arrived at the very edge of the crater. As you got closer and closer to the edge of this zone of destruction, the buildings began to fall apart more and more, until only rubble remained for the last 100 meters, 150 meters towards the lip of the crater. Your journey through the now destroyed city streets takes you past the bodies of civilians, unable to evacuate in time, as this massive attack went off and destroyed this entire southern district. As you approach the lip of the massive hole now gouged out of the earth and peer down, you see a drop disappearing into darkness below, far beyond where your eyes can see. And around the edges, occasionally poking out through gaps in the soil and packed earth, you see the massive bones of dragons. That is where we left off last session. From where you are at the lip of the crater, you can see there are a few different pathways down around the edge of this area that's now being destroyed. Towards the east of where you are, there are a large collection of walkways and pathways seemingly dropped out of the sky, these like massive metal gangways that have been dropped onto the land above, and a staircase heading down into the dark below. Towards the north, you can see another series of gangplanks and an area that's been swept aside of the city streets, cleared to make an artificial clearing, and a long section of metal poking out over the lip of the crater, almost like some sort of walkway or a gangplank of a pirate ship. I pass over to you guys. You can see this pathway to the north and this gangplank leading up to the edge of the lip of the crater, and then a series of pathways round towards the east of where you are. You would have to travel along the edge of the crater south of your position now to get there, but it wouldn't be inconceivable that you could get there without being spotted. Your Pass Without Trace still active that Yervith cast last session, and the disguises that the wizard cast on you to make you look like frightened, hurried townspeople only just beginning to fade as you get far enough away that the magic begins to drop off. What would you guys like to do?
You mentioned last time there was also some cultists we could see.
Yeah, so that's on the lip of the gangplank, far towards the north. You can see a group of hooded figures wearing these very familiar red robes far towards the north of your position. They only look like tiny specks. The distance is so vast here. And then down towards the east of where you are, you can see walking down the metal gangplank, the metal stairs that have been dropped into the edge of the crater, a group of Dragonborn moving down the steps into the darkness.
Okay.
Seems like it's going to be really hard to do this stealthily.
Yeah, that was our original plan, I think.
Stealth until it
Doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, well, I mean, I think the question is now, where are we headed? I mean, we're going into the center of town, sure, but how are we going to get there? We have two paths, both possible fights. We have look like red wizards up the top there.
Yeah.
How many people have either like a fly spell, a feather fall, or a levitate? Or can just fly?
I mean,
I have my mount.
I can climb. Really good.
You're very close to flying on Eleanor.
Yeah, she needs to be a little bit bigger.
Yeah, close.
Right her.
You could try.
Unless someone made me smaller
Oh.
for a period of time.
No.
Mine's on myself.
I can't do any of those things, but maybe one option is for a stealthy option to go after some disguises. I'll just incline my head at the robed figures.
Surely, Jin, you've got something in your bag of tricks there?
I don't know if I have, actually, let me have a look. What do we actually have in the bag of holding? Oh, in that regard, I don't think we have any.
Everything you've got written down on your sheet is what you've got.
We did have some robes. I don't know what they were.
Yeah.
Before I forget as well, I did actually finish the character art for Jared's mount. It is now up on stream. The Firev, the fox elk hybrid fey creature. It is now up on stream. Very fox-like face, elk antlers, the front paws of a fox, the body and hind legs of a deer, and then these massive white wings and a really long, elongated tail making way to feathers towards the tip. Red russet colour of the fox bleeding into white as it moves up towards the face.
That's very cool.
Just before I forget.
Very cool.
Nice.
That custom creature is on D&D Beyond. You are welcome to use it in your campaigns. Fyrav. F-Y-R-A-V. Sorry to interrupt. Carry
on. Yeah, so no robes. I think we probably have to steal some. Or obtain them.
Owen, just setting the
Hello.
scene real quick. Is there are the streets small? Is there any like sort of smoke or any sort of like
high
cover like
above?
that?
Yeah, high above the crater. Smoke rises from the very center. It looks like it's mostly stopped emanating from the center of this crater. The smoke is still gathered above the city, casting this very dark pall over the city streets and the ruined buildings around you, making it feel much later than it actually is. You know, it's only sort of early morning. Well, no, mid-morning towards midday, but it feels like late afternoon with the sun so obscured. A number of the buildings towards the outer areas of the crater are still burning. Those that are within sort of 50, 60 meters of the lip of the crater are still burning, and smoke is rising from those. Further back away from the site of whatever this effect was, the smoke has died down a lot. It's mostly sort of concentrated above this area here. And Yervith, with your passive perception looking up, you can see dark shapes wheeling and diving through the air above.
Okay. But ground level, it's like fairly still like decent visibility.
Yeah, exactly right. The smoke has risen enough that it's no longer blocking view.
Okay.
Owen, I'm gonna
Hello.
change my form. I'm gonna use my changeling ability to transform into a pretty nondescript, like pretty average sort of dragonborn.
Yep.
Let's go just like a deep red color.
Yep. Perfect.
And then I'm going to use my glamored studded leather to almost. So, like, how far away are the people wearing robes?
Oh wow, yeah, I'm hundreds of feet away. They're quite a distance away. I'll do the quick measurement for you now if you like, but we're talking 240 feet towards the east and 300, 400 feet towards the north.
Okay. Does anyone actually have any, like, binoculars or anything like that, or like any of that can see further away?
You've been a spyglass of farsight. No, I don't think anyone has that. I don't think it's actually called that. I'm just being a dick.
Matt, does Yervith have anything like that?
I mean, no, but Yervith has a pretty good skill of perception anyway.
What do your elf eyes see?
Yervith, do you want to make me a perception check? Yeah, what do your elf eyes see? Do you want to make a perception check? Well, what do your dragon elf eyes see?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So cool.
20. Yervith, as you peer down into the crater, you can see that darkness that's blocking the view below isn't actually giving an indication of how deep it is. It's actually some sort of magical effect. You watch as a number of those dragonborns who are walking down the stairs, that metal gangplank and stairway that have been dropped onto this area, as they reach the top of this darkness and begin passing through it, you watch as they quickly fade away, disappearing into this, and you realize that this effect is probably some sort of magical darkness cast upon the top to prevent anyone looking down into what's happening below. On the far side, the cultists who are near the gangplank, they seem to be accompanied by some very strange creatures, very warped humanoid figures with these spikes growing across their bodies and dressed in this very black, articulated armor covered in spikes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Those are the two main things you notice from your vantage point there.
I relay this information to the party.
Does
those
the... Oh, sorry, you go first.
I was just going to say, could those creatures be some sort of identification almost? I mean, there might be muscle, but they also could be what the cult is now using to sort of stop us from impersonating them.
Does this description match anything that anyone knows? Spiked armor.
You're all welcome
humanoids.
to make nature or arcana checks, your choice. Or religion. I'd say nature, arcana, or religion.
Okay. I have +0 to all of those.
Yeah, I have
Brilliant.
+2.
So I might do. What would she know?
14 for nature.
Arcana.
With a +10 too. Damn.
I know, Yervith, that's an unlucky roll. So 14 for Yervith, 16 for Mira, 13 for Jin, 28 for Lockie.
Oh,
Whoa.
there it is.
Alrighty,
There
so
it is.
we'll do Jin first with Shana. We'll do Jin and Shana first. Shana, from Yervith's description, you're like, you've never heard of anything like this. Maybe some sort of like porcupine humanoid creature that you guys haven't encountered. You don't know. Jin and Yervith, 13 Jin for Arcana, 14 nature for Yervith. Definitely Bowser. It's some sort of Koopa. Yervith and Jin. Jin, as you sort of rack your mind through your knowledge of the arcane and your training in the Bard's College, you remember hearing about stories of creatures that inhabit the Nine Hells, devils and demons, and I mean, covered in spikes, monstrous-looking black articulated armor. You're like, well, could be a devil or a demon. Yervith, same thing for you. The description doesn't match any known creatures, and as you sort of focus in on them and look, the way they're kind of designed, it reeks to you of something that's been created rather than something that's evolved. So you're sort of it's something more unnatural, something much less like the existing life on Nostea. And your kind of takeaway is you get the sense this is something monstrous. Mira with an Arcana of 16. Yeah, Yervith's description is definitely leaning you more towards demons and devils as you think about them. The fact that they're working with the cult probably precludes demons and leans more towards devils. Demons being savage, mindless beasts for the most part. But the bit that really boggles your mind is the Nine Hells are a closed system. Things shouldn't be able to get through the rends that keeps the demons and devils at bay. Lockie with an Arcana of 28. You know that there are spells that can be used to summon demons and devils temporarily. And those spells, if disrupted, will cause the demons and devils to disappear back to their home plane. They're not really here. They're kind of manifesting some of their energy here. Similar to what Varys has sometimes done when he's manifested himself near Shana. Especially last session when you actually saw him. You get the sense that if it's a spell, these demons and devils are not... Well, I would say you know that they're most likely devils. Probably bearded devils or spine devils or thorn devils comes to mind from that description the Yervith gave. But then as you think about it a bit longer, you realise that if for this many of them to be here, there's either a lot of spellcasters devoting a lot of time to creating this gateway, or they're really here. Which means that whatever ritual is taking place to allow Tiamat through, you get the sense it might have already started.
That's not good.
Fuck.
And also, I think as we get closer to the side of the portal, we're going to meet more and more of them.
How far away are they?
350 to 400 feet.
Okay. And how about the Dragonborn going down?
They're below you, like 200 feet below you, 300 feet below you.
Okay.
Towards the east of where you guys are, sorry.
I can get us to any of these places. We just have to pick a direction.
Okay. So it sort of feels like what's our poison? What bag do we want? What do we feel like we can get through? Easiest, perhaps, or past?
Pass of the least resistance would be preferable.
I think we need to probably get some cloaks for disguise, and we need to at least get one or two prisoners, at least to talk to them about, get some intel, I guess, interrogate them. We're in the dark.
We are.
I'm just thinking, just to play devil's advocate, if the ritual has already started, we might not have time to go find some
Only one way. I'm not talking about interrogating for very long, and we're not definitely keeping them prisoner per se. We'd get rid of them very quickly. We need to move, hit hard, find out what we need immediately, and then go off from there.
Announcing our position early does run the risk of the enemy being on high alert, Jin. We need to be very careful how we tread now.
Also, this does make me think, is if we're getting bleeding through from different planes, it's also possible that we'll find people that aren't allies of Tiamat.
That's possible.
That's possible.
Maybe we can set them against each other, if that is the case.
We just need more information.
Yeah.
Implying that anyone here would be, perhaps the those who are against Tiamat might be finding it hard to get through if it's being controlled or maintained somehow by their followers.
I think there are a few interested parties in this portal, so that's probably not unlikely. But in any case, that's kind of an opportunistic thing rather than planning for.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I
think we hit hard.
Yeah. A frontal assault, though, I still think it would be good to get some sort of coverage with those robes.
Are there any ruins or buildings that are anywhere nearby where these robed figures are? Like anything ruined from the magical effect?
Yeah, but over towards the east of where you guys are, down towards the southeast area of the crater, you can see that a couple of areas between ruined buildings has been cleared out, and you can see there's a large number of cultists dressed in the robes with the masks patrolling that area around there. It looks like they've set up some sort of outpost there. And you can see there's also some drakes as well wandering around that area, quite similar to Eleanor in their appearance. But with your perception from before, you have it up towards the very far north, right up at the very, very far north of the crater. You catch sight of a group of about 4 or 5 of these cultists, moving through an area between the ruined buildings over towards an area of gangplank that leads them back towards the southern area. They're about 500 feet away from where you guys are now. Just quickly measure it to be sure.
Whoa.
Yeah, 420 feet, exactly.
Nice.
420 feet away from you. Right up towards the northeast.
I can still get us there.
I can take a shot at them right now.
you
I
could.
can literally just zoom us right over there right now.
All right.
If we zoom in to an area, then I can cast Hypnotic Pattern immediately, hit all 5 of them, potentially take them all out. My Hypnotic Pattern has a little bit more oomph than it normally does because of this instrument.
Oh yeah, of course.
Well, you said it. Hit them hard.
And then we can pull their cloaks, and then we can disguise ourselves, but we can then move a little bit more freely, potentially.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Alrighty.
And leave
Mira.
one alive at least.
Okay.
Mira, please describe Arcane Gate. I assume that's what
Yeah.
you're casting.
That's exactly what I'm casting.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. So Mira kind of like, on one hand she has her icy hand, and on the other is the fire. She brings a ball of each, and they slowly start to rotate a ring of fire and a ring of ice. And then she casts one towards that side, the ice over the other side, and the fire on this side, and they just start to expand and rotate. And you can see they're one on each side, one on each element.
Alrighty. As you guys look through the portal created by this, you can see you're going to be popping up just behind an area of building, visible to where you guys are here, but right in front of where they are there. You'll probably have a second to get a surprise action held off as you jump through, given that they haven't noticed you just yet.
So
I'm
going to ready a hypnotic pattern and tell everyone to shield their eyes.
Do you reckon I should do the same as well? Because then they're rolling with disadvantage, technically.
I already have disadvantage. They're rolling disadvantage with my hypnotic pattern because of the instrument, but you can throw one in too, just in case there's a failsafe if you want. It's your call.
Yeah. All right, I might do that.
Brilliant. As you guys step through the gateway and appear right in front of these group of cultists, you can see that, again, a mixture of humanoid and draconic forms. As you blast into this area, this gap between the city streets, the destroyed buildings, Jin, you concentrate and release the hypnotic pattern. I need to make some saving throws.
Yes.
Brilliant. I believe...
With disadvantage.
Yep, absolutely. Well, that's good because it cancels out their advantage, because all of these cultists have advantage on saving throws against being charmed, so they just do a flat roll. Let's roll right now. Charisma saving throw, did you say?
It is a wisdom.
Wisdom saving throw. Brilliant. I'm not as good at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we have a 5, a 4, a 10, and a natural 20.
Kill it!
Well, obviously the natural 20 is
Shoot that guy.
So you guys watch as you open this gateway mirror. I'm going to actually position it so that you guys are actually just around this corner as you come up to the main road, so that
Is
it's
there 5 of them or 4?
There's only 4 of them. I said there was sort of like looked like 4 to 5 from where you were. There's only 4 of them.
Gotcha. Okay.
Just
That's
because that
cool,
is
because
it's a very long distance for Yervith to like go. Oh yeah, there's
that's
5
fine.
people.
Everyone-
I can see their hair color is blonde, brown, brunette, and beautiful.
No, that
There's a lot
works.
of shit in the way, so I can understand that.
It works all right though, because everyone can just get their cloaks. I can glamour image.
Yeah.
Yervith, you watch as Jin just leaps out into the street, flings up this mess of colors, and then Do you pull out your lute and begin playing a quick song? Oh, sorry, a harp, sorry, the Unstruth harp, and play a quick ditty, or how does it work?
Yeah, okay, that's a good point. So I would sort of, as you said, jump out, bring out my harp. The array of colours sort of pours out. I would play it almost like I wouldn't do a ditty. I would do more like it's pretty calming and relaxing. Almost like, I like to think that it almost like lures them into a bit of a stupor.
Okay, in that case then I love the idea of you pulling out the harp before you jump around the corner, just taking a few moments and beginning to just strum and pluck the strings very, very delicately.
Just to catch their attention.
Yeah, and as this music begins to fill the air, you guys watch as around Jin, this very faint rainbow shimmer begins to emanate from around the harp, almost like reflected light coming off oil with that. You get that beautiful like rainbow pattern. Begins to emanate around Jin and the harp, and as you guys turn away to avoid looking at this, Jin, you just step out and then launch into this song. All of them begin to go, ha! And then you watch as 4 of them just immediately sort of stand there, their arms drooping low by their sides, mouth sort of half open, eyes glazed over as they stare at these patterns. The one in front, who rolled the natural 20, shields his eyes just in time, and as he looks through the gaps in his fingers, he turns around and goes, "Quick, attack them! Men!" The rest of you have a surprise round. I'll get all of you to take actions.
So is it...
Good night.
This guy at the front?
That guy's the front, yeah.
Do we?
Let's bulldoze on him.
Yeah,
I can just try and pull him to us.
Yeah, do it.
Well, I'm happy for you guys to just take a surprise round. I'm not going to put you in initiative or anything like that.
Okay.
I'm happy for you just to call it out, because it's one dude. You've got one surprise round. You guys are going to be able to incapacitate him. Genuinely, unless this goes horribly wrong, I think it's going to be okay. So who does what?
Jin did say that we want one alive. So
I mean, we can keep these ones alive, and we can just absolutely bulldoze this.
in that case, you have just go take killing shots and
Don't hold back on this guy. Just go for it.
Where are you aiming for, Yervith? You said killing shots. You going for like the...
Yeah, we're going for the more lethal. It did cross my mind, but then I'm seeing the 4 of them that we've got with the charm, and I'm just like, I just shrug and go, well, here goes. And I'm just aiming for more lethal spots on the body, head sort of abdomen shots.
Okay, brilliant.
That's a 20 to hit.
20's going to hit. Roll me some damage.
I love that Claire's like, are we the bad guys? I think we're past that point. They blew up in his eyes.
I'm good.
17 plus 3 fire damage plus 4 sneak attack, and you get to roll an extra D4 for your lightning, I believe it is, or an extra D6 for your lightning.
Not anymore. No, not anymore.
No, not anymore. That's right. You got the fire shard bow.
I got the Ember Shard bow. Yep.
That's right. Ember shard bow. Thank you. Yeah, Ember shard's way better than fire shard. It's a much better name. Yervith, how do you want to do this?
Okay.
These dudes are not like high up into the cult. They're just patrolling. This dude has 16 hit points. I mean, as this arrow flies through, it goes straight through his forehead, out the back of his head, leaving this burn hole right in the very center as it cauterizes.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, the lethal shots, cool.
Yep.
Take a shot and just taking that really quick.
Yervith just leaps out, and this arrow straight through his forehead. The cultist just stops, and you watch as he sort of like pulls his hand up to like touch the area, and then his eyes roll back and he just drops. The rest of these guys are currently locked in hypnotic pattern. I'm
For a
going to
minute.
take you out of the surprise round. You've got a minute for things to happen, so please, what would you guys like to do?
I think we would just
Did you
rush
have
ahead.
those manacles still? Are we
Um.
gonna...
Oh yeah. I have one. I have one. I
We can manacle the one we're gonna keep alive, and then... What are we gonna do with the rest? Do we
We have to
throw
kill
them down the hole?
We're in a war, Shana!
We're in a war, son.
We're in a war, son!
So are we on top of like a high place? Can we just...
This is how war crimes happen.
No.
Do we want to do that though? Because it might alert people.
alert them.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
on top of a high place, the crater, the rim of the crater.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna look. This sounds really bad, and I think we have to just kill them. Like they blew up half the city. Time is of the essence. I think it's just
Alright.
Even I've got a bit of... This may feel a bit wrong. What's
I mean,
wrong
like, you
with
guys-
this? Evil? Oh, she's chaotic neutral. Well, okay.
Getting my hands
Just what
dirty.
it says.
So I'm kind of good, but like
Do you
I
think
think
the
Jin's
poor
a
people
little
of
bit.
Paelan would let these people live?
Exactly, I think
What
Jin's pretty pissed off. A lot of his friends have just died.
Yeah,
It's
I was just gonna
Yeah.
say, Mira's pretty angry right now. It's all
It's up to you
fire.
guys though. If anyone does want to like
Nah.
put down
No.
their
Yeah.
feet and do a moral like
They're
thing.
not
Fucking
worth
worth
it. For
Okay,
podcast
so-
listeners, hand against the face and shocking grass. That's how you deal with cultists.
Yeah.
All right, so
What do you guys do?
I'm gonna rush ahead and start like basically taking the cloak off this one, getting it ready to give to one of us.
Yep, you pull the robes off. They're undamaged. Yervith's headshot took out the
Yeah, it was
the
perfect.
mask. The mask is actually damaged. It's now got a massive crack down the middle, but the rest of the robes are fine.
Cool.
Need some masks.
Oh, it got a crackdown. I can mend that.
Oh, great.
Oh, very nice.
Do you have a spell called Mending?
I might.
Brilliant.
That makes sense.
Well, Lockie's mending's a bit different. It's not actually fixing it. He just sort of takes it back in time before it's broken.
Oh, nice. I love that you're leaning into this retextualizing of time travel. I love that. That's awesome.
Just realized I have barely anything that can actually kill them. I can talk them to death with vicious mockery.
Just walk around.
So my question is-
Oh.
My question is, what are you guys doing? You've got 3 cultists just standing there looking dazed, mouths sort of half open. Oh, as they stare
I'm
at
gonna
the pretty
manacle.
lights.
I'm gonna manacle this
Man-
one. I'm gonna manacle his feet and his legs. So sort of two.
You just want me to do this business? You can look away.
I think Shana's sort of gonna step up as well and
Ooh.
not leave Yervith to it.
Yeah.
Emperor Palpatine, that guy.
So just keep in mind. You would know how hypnotic pattern works, especially Lockie, because you can cast it. When you deal damage, they get to make a saving throw again immediately.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it wakes him up.
Sort of hope.
So you're gonna do it all at once.
Kill it.
Yeah. So we
We can
focus
do
on.
one at a time.
Sorry.
You can do one at a
We
time, yeah.
focus on
You can
one
pick them
person,
off one on
put them
one.
down and move on to the next.
Yep.
Do it quickly.
I'm not going to have you roll. Actually, no, I will have you roll because if you get an actual 1, I want to know about it. So, who's attacking the first cultist?
I will. I do not mind.
How
Everyone
do you
just
attack
pile
them,
into
Lockie?
him one at a time.
Just like you said.
Oh, wow.
Shocking grasp on the face. You just take the mask off very carefully so you can see the face. You can see it's a young man, a human, roughly in his early 20s. Eyes sort of glazed over as he stares ahead at the pretty lights. Sort of a beginning of stubble on his chin. This sort of pale, blonde fluff matches blonde hair as he just stares half dazed straight ahead. You place your hand upon his face and concentrate the lightning through it. Deal me some damage. 26 definitely hits. And you should roll with advantage too, by the way. Just
Oh my
in case you
god,
get a
that's
natural
17 damage.
It doesn't matter. 17's enough. You just Lockie. You just watch as Lockie very calmly places this metal hand upon the person's face, and then lightning crackles, and the body just started jerking, and you watch as smoke begins rising, the smell of cooked flesh assaulting your faces, and as the body drops, this perfect burn handprint in charcoal is left on this person's face in this 3-fingered hand that Lockie has. These three metal-fingered hand with his thumb like across his face as the body just drops limp to the floor, still smoking slightly, the limbs occasionally jerking even in death.
Uh-huh.
What's
You
happening
need a
next?
Need a mask. Maybe that's the quickest way, Lockie.
I think, yeah, I was gonna Eldritch Blast, but it's in 3 separate hits.
Let me just do it. Eldritch Blast is a bit loud.
That's true.
Stab.
Iron Man. Wah. 26, Yervith. You just, again, take aim. Again, Lockie
Damn.
takes off the mask very
Execution
carefully.
style.
You just pull out the bow. You get advantage because they are unable to move and defend themselves, just in case.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
18, 26.
Yeah.
We'll take the 26, 15 15 piercing damage, 3 fire damage, and 7 sneak attack. Again, the arrow just straight through the forehead. Again, straight through, leaving this smoldering hole in the center of the forehead, and they just drop. This woman, she looks to be a half elf, probably a bit older,
Stop
streaks of
describing
grey
the
through her
She
hair.
made her choice, okay, Owen?
I'm just describing what you see. I think it's really important for your
Oh,
immersion
thanks.
that you know where you are and what you're doing. And you watch as a small photograph of her 2 children just falls out. No. I'm kidding. No. But yeah, this half-elven woman, probably half wood elf, judging by the copper skin tone, just drops like a sack of potatoes. The life just snuffed out in an instant by this shot straight through the forehead. And what's next?
Okay, so I've manacled this one. I'm also going to get a rag and put it in their mouth for now. Then I'm going to gesture for Yervith to come over, bring out his sword, and hold it to their neck as we wake them up.
There's still one more person left alive. Just want to.
Oh no, we
Wasn't there only
killed
4?
3, and then we've got one manacled.
Actually, you ever killed 2, and I killed 1.
There's 5.
And then
Oh
4.
yeah, I can count.
It's 4.
I can count.
There's 4. There's 4.
Yeah,
there's 4.
I don't know. Ignore me. I don't know what that was. That was just a little brain fart. This little halfling wanders out from behind the building. Friends, are you okay? I found some wine that we could sit down and all enjoy as a group.
Oh my god!
As Yervith just picks off another shot. No, so
I love laughing with discomfort.
the cultists are all down. Yeah. Yervith, you walk forward, sword pressed against the throat of this cultist, and Jin, you cancel the spell.
But I will manacle him, and there's a rag in his mouth to stop him from screaming out.
Yep. All noted. Brilliant. As the spell ends,
I like to think of it almost as like, you know, in like Inglourious Bastards, where like there's like from the viewpoint, like we're all looking around him from like looking down at him.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's like that.
Have you taken this person's robes and/or mask off?
Yeah, we probably would.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. So in that case, they're just in underclothes, a tunic, and a pair of pants.
That's fine.
You can see this one is a Dragonborn. Looks to be a copper Dragonborn. Mira, you'd be able to tell instantly this is a female copper Dragonborn. The sort of much more delicate spikes, the sharper teeth, and the much more luxurious scales kind of give this person away as a female of the Dragonborn species. And as you cancel the spell, the rag sort of, I'd probably say for the Dragonborn, with the way their mouths and jaws work, you've probably tied it around to make a gag rather than just stuffed it in the mouth, because with a hinged open jaw, it's very hard to stuff something in, so you had to probably tie it to gag back of the throat.
Oh, it could be like a crocodile almost, where you just do the snout so it can't open up. They have good jaw straight, they can't open it back up.
Oh yeah, that works too. Yeah, sure. You just tied up the jaw.
Just Australian D&D things.
Hashtag just Australian D&D things. Yeah.
I don't even know this fact.
Yeah. So crocodiles have one of the biggest bite strengths of any animal, but it's only in one direction because the muscles are hinged to work in that way. So to actually like open their jaws, they don't really have a lot of strength to actually do that.
I mean, you tell me you never watched a Crocodile Hunter? Because he says that.
Yeah.
That's why he jumps in the
that's where I saw it. Like that's where I found it.
What about classic exports?
Young Jared.
I watch David Attenborough. I'm a much higher class.
He talks
I
about
watch the crocodiles in real life. What?
They're all amazing.
Oh, okay.
And as you wrap this around the snout, the Dragonborn is unable to open their jaws because apparently they work the same way as crocodiles. They're much stronger to bite down, less to open. Mira, you know this. It's a common thing that Dragonborn will do.
I do.
As
It's talking really weird for Dragonborn then. Like they're like,
No. They still full musculature, like full movement. Full mechanical movement. It's just that the actual tension, the amount of strength they can put into that lifting is a lot less than what they can put into the closing. So it's to do with, if we're going to get really technical, to do with the number of calcium receptors to the number of muscle fibers. Obviously, when you're activating muscle fibers, you need to put like the calcium down the end of the axon towards the muscle fiber. Crocodiles have less of those axons for the muscle fibers for the opening musculature. Enjoy. So, as the... Look it up. As the Dragonborn sort of comes to, you watch as slowly at first as the spell cancels, her eyes sort of like beginning to come as she blinks a few times, and then she and begins sort of struggling, and then she pauses immediately as she feels the blade of Yervith's serrated sword, essentially. Because your sword, the only sword you have, Yervith, is your mosaic short sword, which is these sort of lengths of sharp, jagged mosaic tile. As she sort of like moves and it clinks through one of the scales, she sort of feels it and pauses and looks down. And then her eyes go wide as she looks at her companions on the ground around her.
Which
I would be careful.
We're moving out of sight, by the way.
Yeah.
You are moving out of sight? Okay.
Yeah.
wild.
Okay, that's a good point, actually. Do we want to interrogate right here, or do we want to move somewhere more?
I think this is good. We don't have much time.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, we'll be quick.
Yeah.
Oh, hello there. Oh, I'm so sorry. This must be a bit of a what a spot for you, hey? But we will remove the rag. But if you scream or shout out in any way, my friend here is going to basically, it won't be nice.
Like he'll hold up a hand with the electricity, just.
And look at that! He has lightning in his fingertips. Like
She looks down at one of the bodies, the body of the young man with the burn mark in the perfect imprint
I
of
thought we
Lockie's
dragged
hand.
them out of the way.
away.
Yeah, I'm dragging.
You're dragging them as we talk, because this
They're
is
still there,
they
though.
describe
They're
this
still
as
there.
it happens. So she sort of looks down at that, looks up, and nods very, very slowly.
I see we understand each other. Good. Okay, I'm going to remove it now. Don't say nothing. You have a chance to live. There's a chance. But if you scream, there won't be a chance. So we're good, right? Okay. I remove the rag.
She sort of like clicks her jaw, and you can hear her breathing this sort of heavy, like, but she doesn't say
Yes,
anything.
breathe. Take a deep breath. It's okay. We're all good. So, what's going on here? What? You know, you were on patrol, it seems.
I was ordered to keep an eye out for some troublemakers.
Aha! Oh, well, you've done a good job of that. Look, you found us. Okay, so, give me the information I require, or you will die a horrible death. So, do you know where the portal is? Where they're doing the ritual?
Deep beneath the city, the crater opened the way. You have to head down the gangplank through the darkness and into the ritual chamber beyond. Please don't kill me. Please.
Okay, that's fine. Take deep breaths. Like I said, you have a chance, but you have to play this right. So, we go down the gangplank into the darkness. Down the crater, that is where we find the ritual. Now, how many of you are there? Sort of give me like a rough estimate. Are you all across the city? Are you more concentrated in the crater? What are your number dispersal?
There are hundreds of us. They've brought in everyone from all over. Those they recruited in Chiari, people they recruited here. Hundreds through the city, down in the catacombs, are patrolling the edges of the crater. There are everyone.
But how many are actually in the crater? Down near the portal.
I don't know how many are down there. Please, I was just ordered to come.
Shush, it's okay, don't worry. Don't stress. Okay. Anyone else? Yervith got any questions that you'd like to ask?
Yervith wants his scalps.
Yervith just has a very grim face and says,
I sort of turn
You will
back
get
around
me my
and look at-
Dragonborn scalps.
I look at Mira, I look at Shana, I look at
What
Lockie.
What about
Do you
those spiked things? What are they?
Oh yes, the spike things. Are they devils, maybe?
Yes. Some have already come through the portal.
Ah, okay. So do you know what devils have come at the portal?
I don't know anything about devils. I just know that they've come through the Nine Hells. Some demons did as well, but we've had to attack them and kill them. They were vicious.
Okay.
We're also patrolling to make sure none escape into the city.
Oh, so demons and devils. Okay, cool.
So these, the devils, are they friends of yours?
I don't know. I was ordered not to engage.
how do you feel about the destruction of Paelan? Do you feel like you're on the wrong side here?
I had no idea any of this would happen. I didn't even know where I was going. My brother, he brought me in. I don't know anything. Please, just let me go. You'll never see me again. No one will.
What about who's leading the ritual? Where are the ritual leaders?
Down below in the chamber. Severin and the other bearers of the masks. Well, most of them. One of them's been tied up as an example for losing their mask.
Oh, well, I think that might have been a bit of us included in that. Okay. Do you know how many dragons there are down there? I know there's a lot flying above, but are there any below in the crater? Do you have any idea on that?
I don't know. I know there's a number of very old, very large dragons who've been working with us, maybe 8 or 9, and then a number of younger dragons as well, maybe 30, 40.
Wow, okay. I think we should be a little stealthy, just a little bit.
Oh, yeah, no, we will. Like, we have these robes now. That's perfect.
Yeah, okay.
You mentioned the catacombs. Have you been down there?
No, I haven't been down into the ritual chambers below the crater. No.
You haven't been told of any back entrances?
No, not that I'm aware of. I would tell you. I have
So
no
look-
reason to lie.
You obviously look like you're very torn up about this. You didn't know it was going to happen. So, do you want to help, Paelan? And all the people that have been massacred here? Do you have any helpful hints or tips that you could give us? Anything that comes to mind that you already have?
Make me a persuasion check, please.
Can I
Or
also,
intimidation with
can I also
advantage.
insight this person?
Yes, you
Just
can
like,
incite Mira. Yes.
Mira is just looking intently, just like...
30.
30 for Jin, persuasion.
Yeah, I'm
Bardic expertise. When you get to level 13 Bard, you get some nice expertise. That's a plus
there you
16 to his rolls.
Yes.
I'm sticking to
Mira.
my 15, alright?
15 on insight, Mira.
Hey, look, it's still decent.
Mira, this Dragonborn, she is terrified. She is close to tears. You can see her body language is that of someone who is really contemplating the fact that they are imminently about to die. You don't get the sense she's lying about anything. You get the sense she is saying answers as quickly as possible in the hope that if she is really, really helpful, you might not kill her.
Yep.
That's the only thing keeping her going right now, is the thought that maybe she can get out of this alive. Jin, persuasion of 30. The robes won't be enough. They won't work. They know who's with them and who's not. When you pass through the shadow, something happens if you're not with them. I don't know what. I heard some of them talking. They found a spy, a halfling, a woman.
Oh no.
Gloria.
She's being
Damn.
kept prisoner at the moment.
Where? Where is she being kept?
I don't know. I think below? I'm not sure. But she tried to pass through the shadow.
This shadow
So-
you pass through,
sorry,
can
you go.
describe it to us? Is it a section? Is it a entire
It's-
room? Well,
It's at the bottom of the crater. It's this vast area of blackness. If you pass through and you're not with them or not recognized by it, something happens to you. I don't know what. I'm sorry, I can't help with that. I don't know
Okay.
anymore.
So, who do we need to go with us on this shadowy descent that will allow us to go through undetected? What
I'm not
position-
sure if it's enough to just have someone with you. She was with a group of others and she got singled out. I think you have to. I don't know. I don't know.
Do you have any markings or any sort of insignia that identifies you as a cult member that they were given? You were given at all?
No. I know some of the other ones. Some of the people who are really, really involved have tattoos, but that's voluntary. They chose to do that, and it's looked down upon by the rest of the cult. I'm not sure. We certainly weren't given any special items or anything. Please, I don't know anything more about this.
Okay, look, we're gonna quickly look over your body. I will try and be as respectful as we can, but we need to have a quick look for any sigils or markings that you might not be aware of. In areas you can't see, like the back of your neck and such. Is that okay? Like,
Fuck me, dude.
I know, but like,
Let's I'd almost rather just be pinged by the black.
Yeah.
even with like it's a like I still
Anyone
cast
sense magic?
consent.
Can anyone like detect
I
magic?
can do divine.
Maybe
magic. I might-
someone could detect magic.
Look, I'm just gonna cast detect magic without doing
cool.
ritual.
Okay.
Jin, as you cast detect magic, there is no magic emanating from this female dragonborn at all.
Okay.
No schools of magic lighting up, no aura indicating signs of magical energy, nothing.
Okay.
Maybe was the darkness cast while you were within it?
No. I arrived afterwards. I think the darkness has been there for a while. Some of them talked about it like it was this thing that's been there from before. They were looking for it with the crater.
Yeah, does that click with like... Oh, is this something about dragons? Is this something to do with the graveyard? Is this
Mira,
like...
Could you make me a Arcana or History check, please?
Okay, cool.
That's good.
I can't give... No, damn it.
10.
Oh.
Mira.
Yeah, to be fair, Mira wouldn't really think about this stuff.
I mean, as you think about it, dragons don't bury other dragons when they die. Dragons, normally, the way that they are sent onto the afterlife is their bodies are burned so that none of them remain. Dragon bones, blood, scales are all very useful and used in spells. So it's best not to just leave them lying around for the lesser folks, the two legs to access.
I kind of relay that. Maybe that's some sort of necromantic energy, I don't know. Something to do with the draconic bloodline.
So, I think we need to find out the secret to this shadow before we descend.
I mean, if we can teleport past it instead of walking through it, maybe we won't trip it.
I can, but I don't know where we would end up. I can't.
You can't see through the darkness.
I can still transport us down there without being able to see it, but we could just end up in the middle of 46 dragons.
I'd rather not teleport without a good reason and a good way of knowing what's in there. We don't want to end up in the Seven Hells itself.
I don't know if I can do this. I don't know how dispel magic works. Like, if I use dispel magic on the shadow, does it try and target the entirety of the thing, or can I create a little dispel magic door? No, this is big.
There's no way.
Okay.
There's no obscured spotlight where we could sort of be up closer sort of to the blackness, but not detectable for experimentation purposes.
Like on the edge.
Yeah.
Actually, that's...
Because if we could use mold earth and see what happens if you move some of the thing underneath it, does the thing stay or does it
again you guys
move the earth?
You guys don't know. Sorry, my mic was still muted on stream for a second. So Jin's question about dispel magic, the answer was he doesn't know how it works. He knows that when he casts spells. No, the stream didn't. I'd muted in both places because Lucy was barking.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Sorry, you guys can hear me now. Sorry, I unmuted it the second I stopped talking. Jin's dispel magic might work. Normally when he's done it in the past, it's dispelled entire spells, but he doesn't know how this thing works. This is entirely new. Shana, same for you. You don't know if this is contained outside the area of rock, if you could tunnel around it, if it moves through the earth. You have no idea.
You know what we could do? What I could do is, if it does get triggered by something that's not meant to be there, could we make a distraction on the other side? It might not be specific to an individual. Like if we all go in and something else is triggering it to draw them away.
Does the darkness look like a shadow or like a mist or smoke?
At first, when you looked at it from above, it just looked like the crater was disappearing into this darkness below, that it was that deep that it just moved into shadow. It's only when you watch these Dragonborn walk through it that you realized it's almost like a cloud of darkness hanging over the edge down at this bottom section of the crater. And as they walked through it, you watched as they stepped into it. Yeah, very similar to in our world, like a plane dipping through cloud and disappearing through the cloud layer. That's the best way to describe it. I'll be right back. I'm just going to let Lucy back in.
It's okay. We need time to
Scrouge the character sheets.
So what are we going to do with this person, though?
We've got to let it go. That one we're even on charm.
All right. This is literally how player characters are formed. Like, she'll come back.
If we let her go, how will we at least like, if she runs off and she's not in danger anymore, will she turn back to the cult? Is this like rocked her and she won't? Like,
I think if you have a word with her and persuade her, which she already kind of believes, she'll just go.
Yeah, she's already trying to like get out of it with her life.
I could probably intimidate her, be like, look, you've seen us like appear out of nothing, completely destroy your friends. If we find out you do anything, we can just do this again.
Yeah.
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 What a way to
we have,
emotionally and totally ruin a person.
Hey, look, no, like.
Done it before, we'll do it again. Don't you worry.
Oh no. Oh, dear.
This is a family show. You know?
It's definitely not. I have this rated 18 plus nowadays.
Entire cult.
Yeah, no, this
I
is
look at
18
everyone-
plus this episode. I'm going to restrict it.
I'm gonna look at everyone else and
Trigger
quickly
warning.
look around. Does anyone have anything else they want to ask?
If you leave this place.
Where would you go if we let you go?
Yes.
Back home, back to Chiari, back to my family. Please.
Insight check. She does it.
Go ahead, make an inside check.
And you won't help out the cult anymore?
Natural 20 for 25, Mira.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Okay, Mira. There's a few things that you pick up on. Number one, that line about she'd go back to her family, that something about that doesn't really stick out as truthful to you. Her fear, her fear, her desperation, her desire to live. Yeah, absolutely. The mentioning of the family, you get the sense she's just trying as hard as she can to say what she needs to say that you will let her live. She has seen what's happened to her companions. She just wants to live. From what she's saying, you don't get the sense that she's planning on heading back to the cultists at any point. You don't get the sense she's planning on helping them. She is now 100% self-preservation.
Yeah.
She's doing and saying whatever she can to survive.
What does she say though when I say, will you help the... Because I said, will you help the cult if you leave?
No, I'll just leave. I'll be gone. You won't see me again. Mira, you can choose to share that or not. It's up to you. The others don't know this yet. Only you know this.
You can quickly quiz her on it. Like,
Yeah.
you can
Yeah,
pick her
my
out and
eyes
say, hey, I
narrow.
noticed... Yeah.
Well, no, but at the moment, Yervith, you take it at face
Yeah,
value.
you know.
Like, you have made
Yeah,
in
that's
such a...
true.
Only
I would-
Mira
No,
knows
I
this
meant
at this
such
point.
a- That's true.
Who is your family?
Sorry, in answer to the stream's question, no one has modifying memory, so
Yeah.
Oh.
that'd be a useful spell right now. What was
That
your
would be
question?
a
Who
very
is your
useful spell.
family? My brother, but he's still with the cult. He believes everything they say. He brought me in. I go find my mother's family back in Chiari. Just let me get away from here, please.
Okay.
Mira will lean forward and go, you will run away from here as far as you can without saying anything to anyone.
Yes.
And you will
yes.
return to Chiari and not say anything to anyone. And you will learn to think for yourself.
Yes.
Not
Yes. I
for
will.
your
Yes.
brother, because he is no longer your family if he is in the cult. They are all going to die.
Whoa!
Whoa! That's spicy.
Her eyes go wide with fear. She just nods. The sword still pressed up against her throat. She nods against it, chin just lightly tapping on the top of the stained glass. The mosaic.
I do a lot of like sketch work, like sketchbook. I do like a lot of like drawing like people and stuff.
Yeah.
When I use that, I have like an ink pen that I use because I actually have it in my inventory. I'm gonna grab it out real quick and I'm gonna do like a circle on her hand with the ink. I'm gonna look at her and go, so basically I've done a quick little marking. This has been imbued with my magic. So if we want to find you anywhere you are at any point, it will also let me if you do anything drastic or anything like that that might sort of impede us. So By all means, don't do anything, otherwise we will kill you. We know where you are. Cool?
Make me a deception check.
Can I give him advantage for...
Yes.
Yes.
I don't even need to roll again.
Natural 20. Can you guys stop rolling natural 20s? That's 2 in a row. It's not fair on me as the dungeon master.
That was a brilliant idea.
That was
Brilliant
good.
deception.
Fucking hell, you guys have rolled 3 natural 20s tonight already. Good, get them out of the way now.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
She just looks down in fear and nods.
Perfect. Okay, I think we're good. Like you know that you do anything, we will. You'll be pretty much struck down. Like, look at this classic demonstration with your friends. We popped out of nowhere, pretty much. So, by all means, do good. If you go through, if you see someone in trouble that's a peasant or anything, definitely help them and continue on your way.
She just nods, eyes wide, too scared to talk right now.
Cool.
Yeah.
I take the manacles off and I take the rag.
She sort of like rubs her hands and wrists a little bit, looking down, and then looks at all of you as if too scared to move.
As well?
What was that? Sorry. What was that? Sorry, Jen?
What was your name, by the way?
Cairo.
Last name?
I don't have one.
Okay. All right. How do you spell her name? Sorry.
Kyril. Kyril.
Fuck me, dude.
Hey, she's an orphan of the Chiarian Empire.
No,
She doesn't have any. She doesn't have a family name. She doesn't even know who her family are. She's only got a brother.
Hey, that's not Varys's book. That's his sketchbook.
That's not it.
It's just sass in chat. It's alright.
Sass in chat, yeah.
Alrighty. She looks around, almost too scared to move without permission from you guys to leave. She just looks at all of you.
Go.
You're pretty good.
She takes a few hesitant steps and stops and looks around behind you, expecting an arrow any second.
I look at her and I just sort of point to her hand, and I give her a wave.
She looks down at the hand, looks up in fear, and then
I give her a wave.
goes to sprint. As she gets about 60 feet away,
Oh no!
she suddenly stops dead. And you watch as she slowly begins to turn as black smoke begins leaking out of her mouth. As her body begins jerking rigidly, you watch as she slowly begins to crumble into black ash, her eyes wide, a single tear sort of rolling down as she then crumbles into dust right in front of you.
What?
Am I gonna read on that black smoke before it disperses?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you for free. It looks a lot like the black smoke down in the pit of the crater.
But I just think,
Do you make an Arcana check? Make an Arcana check.
It's more like, that's from a sorcerer perspective. So
Yeah.
from Mira's perspective, is this draconic? Is this my magic?
What is it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Or is this more like a
maybe,
Varys or
Yeah,
maybe
'cause
like a Varys or Hadath?
You guys are so sus about Varys.
What do you mean?
It'd be wouldn't it be such a play if this whole time he's actually been working with the cult as well, and this whole thing about team up was just a misdirect, and it's actually the rise of Varys. This entire campaign
wouldn't
is
that be crazy, Owen? Wouldn't that be crazy? Oh my god!
that'd be nuts.
Why not?
Or
I don't
Varys
work
turns
like
out
that.
to be
That's too
like
obvious.
A projection of one of the heads.
Mira, Arcana of 11.
Yeah.
Mira, as you look at this, you don't know any draconic magic that even resembles this.
Yep. Okay.
Wow.
But you do know one school of magic that very closely resembles this. Yeah, necromantic energy. The way she kind of collapses into dust. You've actually seen this effect somewhere before, fairly recently actually, with a companion of yours, Shivers. One of his spells involved the use of this almost like grave dust pouring out of his mouth, and then wrapped around another creature and choked the life out of it.
Wyatt, wasn't it?
What was that? Sorry.
Wyatt.
I think that one was. I don't think it was Blight that did that, but yeah, basically, yeah. You've seen some of his necromantic magic look very similar.
I just literally take a step back at that.
I think we were doomed anyway.
She certainly was.
These cultists, I know that they've had a history with, originally they were trying to make Dracoliches, yes? And so that's, I'm assuming, why all these bones are here. Did they start trying to do their experiments with Dragonborn bones by any chance? Could this entire army, I mean, she said she's from Chiari, but, you know, nothing says that she's from the same Chiari that we've just been to. I mean, she mentioned nothing of the attacks or the uprising or anything.
Red wizardy.
It's hard to say, but something to keep in mind is that we all know that the cult started off trying to raise Dracoliches, so they've had a history of necromancy, so the fact that it's here is not that surprising.
It could be. I didn't get any dead vibes from her, though, did you?
I did detect magic, so I didn't see nothing.
It could also be some kind of compulsion planted by them. And
maybe some sort of suggestion, perhaps, when if they turn and retreat, they...
There is nothing so convincing as the charisma of an idea, so it could just be as simple as people believing in something.
She thought herself into smoke?
There's stranger things.
I think at the end of the day, we got some very pivotal information. Let's go back somewhere and hide again. Let's put these robes on for now. Yes, it won't help us get through the shadow, but it will at least give us some freer movement up here.
We are running out of time, too. We are
running out of time.
Is there another way down? Not through the smoke, because I don't think we're going to get down there.
So they said through the gangplank, down through the smoke. That was like her entrance that she described. But we can definitely try some other things. We have teleportation and potentially molding earth around it. Like they're the current three options. There's probably more.
Wait. Maybe we should inspect these bodies first, see if there's anything about them that makes them be able to pass through the smoke.
Good idea. That's a good idea.
Well, I mean, that's again somewhat similar to the thought where maybe if they were resurrected somehow. I mean, if it's a shadow of death or something, I mean, it could even be as simple as proximity. She walked too far away from the power source and poof.
Let's see if that search yields any results.
Wait, so should we move one of these bodies to where she was and see if they crumble too?
Yeah.
No, let's. I was thinking more. We could just
investigate them.
Just investigate the bodies.
I think that she was attacked because she lost faith.
Can I check the bodies, please?
Yeah.
Yervith. Do I still have detect magic?
Yep, I'd say it's still up. 10 minutes you have it up for, I think.
I'll help you answer Yervith.
Yeah, as you guys go back around, you can still see the bodies are lying there.
There might be a clue.
Is there blood coming from the head wounds?
No, so the two head wounds that you created, Yervith, the fire damage kind of like
it cauterized,
scorched and cauterized the brain tissue. Plus, those sort of surface blood vessels, if you cauterize them, there's not really many blood vessels actually like inside brain tissue itself that are heavy bleeders that are like the cauterization from that fire damage really sealed them off. They're only tiny capillaries. There's no massive blood vessels right through that sort of section of brain tissue from forehead to back. Not a lot of blood. And the one that Lockie killed, you can see there's a little bit of blood coming out from the nose, but mostly it's just the horrific burn mark on the face that gives an indication that this person died from...
I would still want to check these bodies and see if there's anything about them.
Yeah.
So you do like a physical search, I'll do a detect magic.
If they're done with any bodies, I'm going to take one to where she was just for...
when we do our first test, then we'll give it to you.
Alrighty. Yervith, would you like to make me a investigation or a medicine check, please?
It's going to have to be a medicine check.
Because I'm with him doing detect magic, would that be help?
Not help per se, because you're sort of looking for magic, he's looking for medical things, but I will make the DC easier. I will lower the DC a little bit.
An 18 works pretty well though, for a plus rate. It's not bad.
18, Yervith, as you look over the bodies, I mean, you can easily tell the cause of death. You guys caused it, so that's not particularly hard for you to figure out. Nothing else stands out to you particularly as being interesting about these corpses. They just look like either elves or humans who have died as a result of arrow shots or the lightning damage from shocking grasp. Nothing else sort of jumps out as being anything of interest. Jin, as you examine them with detect magic, no real magic leaping out from these bodies either.
Okay. Alright, we'll give the first one off to Lockie anyway to do his little test.
Experiment.
Lockie, you pick up one of the bodies and begin walking away. As you get in line with where the Dragonborn was when she turned to ash, the body stays intact as you walk past it. You go another 5-10 feet, nothing happens. Body just stays dead.
Come back, throw it on the ground. Well, that's disproven.
So I think Mira might have been right. I think she lost faith in their purpose, and something went off in her and basically did what it did.
It didn't even seem like she wanted to be here, though. She was just here for her brother. How is that enough?
And look at the ones that we killed. Young.
Impressionable.
Impressionable, exactly.
It's a security system.
We're not being. There's no
These are-
way that they could be watching us.
I'm sure they are.
There's been a few times. Remember when we were in Chiari and the little eyeball thing saw us? And...
Before you guys left, you did get Balthazar
Yes.
to cast the protection from divination spell. I'm trying to remember what it's called.
It lasts for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Would that stop them from scrying on us, though? But it wouldn't stop them from scrying on them.
Yeah,
So someone could be scrying on her and going, "Oh shit, she's turned." Kill
Yes.
us.
Yeah.
That's very true. Yep, absolutely.
So
Depends.
But
That
you
means
guys
we
can't be
just-
targeted by divination or scrying.
That's good.
maybe then if we were all invisible and just went into the mist, we could remain undetected? No, I don't think so.
I can make one other person invisible for 10 minutes. Or 2 people, really. If
I can
burn a
also
bunch of sorcery
make
points.
some people invisible as well.
I just don't know what the mist will do to you. I mean,
Still
Gloria
don't-
clearly survived it, so it may be more
It
of
could
a
be-
system.
We should put
Or a
some,
giant dispel magic.
We should. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe we should do some quick little tests. Maybe like do a few little small spells and see if they
Well-
get dispelled.
We could also try and find another way in, like the catacombs, potentially. If this is a dragon graveyard, there may be a way through there.
Yeah. Pick one of the other dragon corpses and find a way down from that one. Presumably all
Okay.
the tunnels connect.
The catacomb sounds promising.
Got Mulder to help our way through as well.
Well, yeah, I personally am drawing blanks from the shadows. So
Yeah, I just don't know if we have time to experiment.
Catacombs.
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 Okay.
Alrighty.
The dra-
perfect.
And I can always blip us back out if we need to.
Yeah, we've got a few teleportation spells to kick us around. Like,
So, Yervith, do you see any other of the dragon corpses?
Yeah, looking down into the depths below Yervith, you can see there's one only about sort of 100 meters below you. Part of the skull and the ribs poking through the compacted earth deep in the crater.
Looks like that's our ticket.
Alright.
Sneaky?
Sneaky, sneaky. Don't
We
be
could try.
Alrighty, I'll get
Always
everyone
sneaky.
to roll me stealth checks. Yervith, are you casting Pass Without Trace?
If it's still, is it off now?
How
It's up to
long
2
does
minutes.
Pass Without Trace
It's
last?
like an hour.
Then
Oh, no,
it's
it's an hour,
still
yeah.
up. It's still up. You don't need to recast it.
Yeah, nice. Concentration.
That's good.
To an hour.
Yay! Thank you.
That's a 4 from Mira. 14 from Shana, 13
I
from
was so
Jin.
bad at this last time as well.
15
we
from
had no
Lockie.
roll today.
15 disadvantage. Cool.
21 from Yervith. So the lowest is a 14, the highest is 31. Good to know.
Oh, but they're all plus 10, aren't they? With
Yeah,
the
That's
pass
I've added that
without
up.
trace.
Highest is
Fine.
31, lowest is
Mira's-
14,
Mira's
because
is
Mira's is
plus
4.
Oh shit, sorry, my bad. Thanks.
That's only a roll of 6 from Yervith, by the way, to get
Yeah.
that 21.
oh,
That's pretty
Jeez.
low for me.
Terrible roll,
Um,
Yervith. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I know,
Yeah.
it should be.
so I'll get everyone kitted out in the 4 robes just to
Oh, yeah.
give some layer of privacy, like
Privacy.
secrecy.
Secrecy.
As Lockie's putting on, he goes, I don't know if this is going to work, but sure.
Yeah, Yervith is like already in his like really fancy cloak. He looks at this, he's like,
Look,
Eleanor sniffs it and growls at it, Yervith.
it's the 5% chance that it actually works. That we'll be happy that works once.
It'll give them a second look.
Fine.
I mean, worst
From-
case scenario, it gives them some disadvantage at identifying us on a battlefield, and maybe they'll hit one of their friends.
But I can hide, Shana. I can hide anywhere.
That's a
Yeah, we are a team, and as a team, we do things together.
No, I know, Jin. It was a joke.
Oh, good.
Because I'm quite stealthy.
I know that. We're very aware.
Or we're not, because we can't see you.
Alrighty. What do you guys do? Where do you guys go?
We're just
So
doing
as
my
you-
robes as well.
Yep.
Because I'm going to do the glamour thing. I'm going to try and like sort of mirror some of like the higher up, like dragon souls robes and all that we've seen in the past, just in case.
Yep. It's more the masks that indicate their different ranks.
I
so-
can.
Yeah.
I can change that too probably and stuff
Absolutely.
like
Alrighty.
You have to very reluctantly put on the cloak. Pack up his other cloak and put the new cloak on.
As you guys begin heading down towards the edge of the crater, you can see the beginning of this metal gangplank. Whatever this is, it's clearly been dropped onto the edge of the crater fairly recently. You can see where it's actually compacted into the earth. Excuse me, just caught a sneeze then. You're welcome. Podcast listeners, I just saved your headphones then. That was a big sneeze and I just caught it in time. That was a dad sneeze. My dad would be proud of that. It was a dad sneeze. Yeah, look, my dogs are really unsettled right now. They've both woken up. They're like, what the fuck are you doing? Sorry, girls. Sorry, girls. It was a big sneeze. No, as you guys get to the edge of the gangplank where this has been set up, this has clearly been dropped onto this location fairly recently. You can actually see where the earth has been pushed up away from it, and the areas where hooks with the rope still dangling down off the edge are in position. You get the sense that this entire structure has been positioned here after this effect. It has been dropped into here, these series of metal gangplanks leading around the edge of the crater. You can see from your position there is a gangplank heading back towards the town into an area towards the southeast from where you are. There is a gangplank heading around out over the lip of the crater and then down towards a series of passageways towards the southwest. And also a long area of gangplank leading towards a passageway to the north that seems to curve back into the areas towards the north of Paelan, back towards the town center, the city center, towards the north from where you guys are here. It looks like that leads back into the city. Far, far to the north, across the edge of this gangplank, you can see another series of gangplanks and rooms set up over the edge of the crater, as well as another series of stairs heading down into the area below.
Okay, so this is the gangplank.
Yep.
So I think because everyone was talking about wanting to check out the catacombs, so
we thought there might be a way down through the, like, near where the dragon bones are, because if they were buried there, there might be...
As you look over the edge and begin peering through, you can see the bones are half buried in the earth, but there's no tunnels, there's no excavation sites around these bones. It looks like they've just been unearthed by whatever this massive blast of energy was that created this crater. There's no tunnels or catacombs as far as you can see, just these metal gangplanks leading around the edge of the crater, and then the stairs heading down into it.
Yeah. Okay.
back at square one, I think.
Well, what was that last bit? There was something suggestive.
That
that
was
last
the
ga-
one going
the
down
last
to where the
gangplank.
hole with the...
There's now that you're in the position where you are, you can actually see there's another set of metal stairs heading down into the darkness below to the north. And directly across from you is the... Tell you what, why don't I take the dynamic lighting off? Because you guys don't... It doesn't need to be there. It's pretty unnecessary, to be honest. No, it is actually necessary. I've just seen... I can't show you that. But what I can do... I can drop you guys in here so you can kind of see those areas of blackness up here. That's another gangplank. And then the area over here... Sorry, this one up here is a set of stairs to the north. Over towards the northwest is the... Essentially the plank, the pirate's plank. This section of metal just leading out over into the abyss.
I think
Into
Roll
the
20
Abyss is
has
great
like
name
a...
for
I
this.
think that is a good one. But it's very similar to the actual other adventure that they have. I think you have a tool in Roll20 that can actually reveal parts of the map.
Not when you've got the dynamic lighting layers.
Lighting.
Right, okay.
Yeah, the lighting borders prevent me from doing that. And I can't... Unfortunately, they've been pre-drawn by the module, and if I delete one, I delete every dynamic lighting layer on this entire map.
Yeah. No
There's gonna be
problem.
Darkness then.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so there's another entrance down. Does that one have a similar shadowy mist on it, or is it...
The entire center of the crater is covered in this dark shadow, all the way down at the bottom. It's all covered in this dark shadow, and the stairs descend into it.
I'm gonna do a quick little minor illusion into the shadow, and so enough.
So
like
from
5
where
foot.
you guys are now, it's pretty far away. We're talking like 200 plus feet down into the middle of the crater. Down far below you, far past the dragon skeletons. It's a fair distance.
Okay. Right. I can't do it yet.
Yeah.
Well, should we start making our way down now? I guess we have roughly 200 feet before we have to worry about the shadow.
That's true.
I don't think we have another option.
Yeah, and I think with what we're assuming happened to Gloria, there wasn't any word of crazy damage or pain, and so maybe it is just an alert and we're going to trigger it anyway, and maybe the fastest way down will be our best bet. I mean, we just take the most direct route.
I guess time is of the essence, like we said. The portals, as we speak, letting demons and devils into the world.
Okay, let's go.
Let's do it.
Unless we fake a giant demon to distract them all.
As you guys are standing on the gangplank, the earth shudders for a moment, and you feel the gangplank groan ominously beneath your feet as the ground begins shaking as this tremor rocks the nearby ground and earth. From the sides of the crater, a few rocks begin to crumble down into the blackness and disappear into the shadow below. As the tremor subsides, the gangplank slows its swaying movement and stops, creaking to a halt.
We should go.
Terribly big.
We should make this quick.
Terribly built.
Well, I guess onward we go.
Where do you guys go? Down towards the south, towards the...
What about that little metal?
Like a
I mean,
walkway.
you guys don't have to stick to the walkways. Like the walls of the crater aren't just sheer. It's on a bit of an angle heading down. We're talking like a pretty steep gradient. But if you had access to like something like mold earth or featherfall, you still could do something with that. Like don't feel the need to stick to the metal gangplanks. If you were to vault over onto the sides, you can move down the crater. It comes down almost. Imagine imagine the caldera of a volcano coming into a central point that then disappears into darkness below.
Yervith has a climbing speed. Could he?
Yeah, Yervith could climb it down. Of course you could. Yeah.
And I still technically, I think I remember saying my mount was with this.
Yeah. I'm happy to say your mount's with you. In fact, I'll put your token on the thing. How about that, Jared?
Well, Yervith is probably just going to start clambering down.
I can fly with Yervith. I can also use my my Anstreth harp to actually cast fly on someone.
How far down do we really need to go to get to where? Like, how far would it be? Like 50 feet? Because I could
We're talking about
The shadow's
200
like-
feet. Straight.
Yeah, the shadow's
Oh, okay.
200 feet.
That's not going to work then. Okay.
If time becomes the essence, I'll just use my shield to sled, but it can probably run down for a bit.
I can levitate.
Sick.
Do
Does
you
Mira
have a
have
way
anything?
down, Mira? Alright, I'm going to see. Can I twin spell levitate, Owen? Because it technically meets the requirements, I think, where it's a single target spell.
Then absolutely. Yeah, of course you can.
Definitely can. Yeah.
Alright. Well, in that case, Shana will, if that's the route we're going to take, Shana will also levitate Mira.
Okay, I'm going to then use my Anstreth harp to cast fly on Lockie. If you have anything else you want to do.
I don't know. Because I can do fly, but I was just gonna slide down on my sled.
Yeah.
Save the spell slot. I'll slide.
So my question is, right? Are you guys going to
charge on the
try?
harp?
Are you guys going to try and get down to the shadow, and then just pass through it? What's the plan?
I think we're kind of just bum rushing the shadow at the moment by the sounds of it.
I think we get down to the shadow, do I'm talking really, really, really quick experimentation, get down there, mold earth around it immediately, see if we can actually go around it. We're not I think we're just gonna go down there, check if we can actually go around it.
Yeah.
I might do some quick little tests to see if I can do like a dispel magic like door or something. Like
I think we're gonna have maybe 1 action round, maybe 2, because if the alarm does go off, they're gonna be on us so
that's
fast.
why we don't touch the shadow.
Yeah.
I should say as well, you guys can get right down to the edge of the shadow using the teleportation arcane gate that Mira just used before, so don't need to. I mean,
It's another
potentially,
spell slot
Mira,
to
you don't
use.
need to see the other location you're casting the gate, do you?
No, I don't. No.
Just
We
saying.
could just go straight through, but we don't know what we'd be walking into.
I mean,
Yeah.
he means,
Disappear on the other side, surprise!
he means
I think that might be better overall. If we're gonna we are gonna rush it. I think it's probably the better way to teleport in there without triggering the alarm. Because then, yes, we might be falling into something like we're like, oh shit, this is not as crash shot. Like, so we'll just make sure that like we position the teleport to
Depends
be.
on that. Well, depends on how the darkness is configured, though. Is you pass the is it when you pass the threshold it goes off, or if you're already in the area it goes off?
We don't
I just
know.
don't know.
Exactly.
That's a crazy suggestion.
I
Love that.
I love crazy suggestions, please.
To the group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, just shut up here.
Sorry, DM. What if we just let ourselves be captured?
I had
We'll
this
end
thought
up with
before.
Gloria. We'll trigger it.
Yeah.
We're going to trigger it anyway. We go in. We keep we escape like we've done like 1 billion times this game.
I mean, I am literally a rogue.
I want to point out, you've only escaped from capture once before.
And Devil's
Yeah.
Advocate would be disarmed and likely separated.
I don't think they would. I think they would. I think that'd be a bad idea. I think they'll realize the threat we pose, kill all of us, and keep you alive as a sacrifice.
That's what I do.
I don't know. I don't
This is
know.
endgame. This is
I don't know.
endgame.
I don't know.
This is endgame. They would kill all of us and just keep you alive.
I think we teleport. I mean, it's better, that both of us, both us and them end up being what is essentially surprised, rather than they get alerted to us, they get time to prepare and come up, and then come get us.
It
Like,
essentially just means as soon as we teleport in there, we're going to be fighting.
yeah.
I reckon what we do is, like Lockie's smart. I reckon we get him to sort of look at like the gangplank or like the ladders, and as it goes down, sort of do math to figure out where it would theoretically be in the shadow, like underneath, so we can teleport roughly on those like surfaces. Like it's obviously hard to see blind, but like we might be able to do it so we land on the other side of the gangplank or stairs, and we're ready for whatever fight is on the other side. So we technically would have the surprise.
I really wish I had these sense right about now. I can use my little drone to figure it out.
I mean, that's assuming that you can't see through the blackness from the other side. You're assuming that it's darkness.
There's
through
a
both
lot of
directions.
assumptions here.
Just
There's a
saying.
lot of assumptions, but this is game time.
Scouts.
What was that?
I mean, I could get Eleanor to like fly in.
Familiar.
I could get Eleanor to fly in, but she has no way of.
Owen?
communicating with anyone.
Hello.
How long does it take to summon a familiar?
I believe the
Yes,
spell
sir.
takes 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
I think it might be an hour. I don't know. Have a look.
Is it? Let's have a look.
1 hour.
1 hour.
Oh, that's way too.
10 feet, 1 hour. Damn it.
That's a bit
Yeah, it's
long.
probably gonna take a bit long.
Is your steed a summon thing?
It is,
My
yes.
speed.
It is summoned.
Yep. This is some thing.
I mean, that would give us away, I guess. Okay.
Either
look,
way, we're gonna get.
Look, if we go in guns blazing, I think that some of us should try and enact our plan, which is to disrupt the ritual instead of,
If we
running in and dying.
if we teleport in and there's like a small group, I can do the hypnotic pattern again and try and
Yeah,
take
but
them
it's
almost
not
out.
going to be a small group. It's going to be like 6 dragons.
We have no idea.
Really large pattern.
Technically,
It's
6 is a
like-
small group of dragons. I just want to put that out there. I just want to put that on the table.
That's true. It depends on what the relative scale is, right? Like 6 is a small group of dragons.
African
Like,
European dragons.
could be like 100. Like, what's the scale here? Like,
I guess at the end of the day, we don't know what's below the shadow. There could be like tons of enemies. There
Well,
could
we
be
do,
a lot more like exploration before we hit the portal.
Yeah, but our friend just said that they've got everyone down there.
yeah.
But She didn't. We should have asked for more like specifics of like
I don't
the
think
actual.
I don't think she knew. She was just walking around the outside.
She's literally a grunt. Like she doesn't know shit.
I don't think there's going to be any pretty way to do this.
Well,
just go in.
just go in. I
We
suppose
can-
I roly-poly down the side of the volcano. You know, like in the middle.
Oh no, I have fallen.
Princess Bride and stuff.
I'm definitely shield surfing. Just saying.
Shield set.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we can look on the bright side, I guess. It's, whenever we try and make up a plan, it goes to shit, and we're always fine. We make it through the other side.
Yeah, well, worst comes to worst, if we start getting captured, I can start one by one picking us up and taking us
do that
out
too.
of capture as well.
If the darkness doesn't dispel magic.
And
It may just be a giant anti-magic sphere.
I could try and create a wind barrier and see if that does anything. But we might take some damage going in.
I could summon Spirit Guardians before we go. That way, when we are down there, at least anyone close to us is gonna get attacked.
Well, I mean, let's just do it. Let's just go in there. Show the cult what we're made of. Show them that they need to fear the Tempest Guild.
Alright, right before we teleport, I'm gonna pop a 5th level Spirit Guardians.
Okay, now my
Or
question
maybe
is,
4th level.
Mira, where are you placing this teleportation
Well, this is the question.
outlet?
This is the question. This is the $1 million question, right?
I know. How deep are you aiming? Because you can't see, so there's no line of sight.
No.
So you're having to kind of go in
The
blind
other
here.
thing is, I have to spend 7 sorcery points to do this because I only have 1 6th level spell slot.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Can I just fly Eleanor in and just be like, where's the platform? She can like draconically be like, rah! Rah!
I mean, you can try and fly Yervith.
I'm gonna try it.
Try and fly Eleanor in.
I don't think it could hurt.
Eleanor, see what you can see.
Eleanor can't fly yet, so.
She can. Well, she can.
Oh, she can. You just can't ride her yet. Yeah, sorry.
I just
You
can't
watch
ride
as.
it.
Sorry, I'm having a moment. You watch as Eleanor stretches her wings, sort of unfolding them from against her body. What color is Eleanor currently? I believe.
That's a very good question. I don't know if I changed her color since I transformed her into a lightning dragon. So
Yeah, I was gonna say blue.
I believe.
Yeah, blue. Eleanor stretches her shoulder muscles as her wings, her large blue wings, begin sort of pulling out from against her body, the membranes stretching against the wind as she flaps them a few times experimentally and then climbs up towards the edge, of the metal gangplank. She looks back at you and then looks down at the darkness, then looks back at you again.
Tell me what you see, girl. I'll be waiting on the outside, on the outside for your return. We need to know where we can put the gate.
She makes this sort of yipping bite, does a nod, and throws herself into the air, her wings closing shut as she plummets down towards the shadow, so that she avoids detection. You can sort of feel in your mind, Yervith, she's trying to be as quick as she can to avoid being spotted. Yeah. As she gets close to the shadow, she pulls out her wings, creating this aero break as she catches the air, her blue body sort of hurtling down and then disappearing into the blackness below.
Do I feel anything?
You still feel the connection to Eleanor. You still feel the moment of fear as she touches the darkness. And then as she passes through, you get the sense of great fear, great anxiety as she is below the darkness.
I just sort of try and like focus in on her and trying to figure out like what she's experiencing. And then if there's any type of like any moment where she's like fearing for her life, I'll pull her out.
So because you can only really feel emotions through the connection to Eleanor. Nothing more than that.
Yeah.
That feeling of fear and anxiety is growing rapidly as the time passes. As every second counts, she is getting more and more afraid. And then suddenly, she is disapparated.
Oh, fuck.
And you feel that spirit back by your side again. This sense of great fear.
Yeah, that sounds great.
And
that's great.
There's a big dragon down there, isn't there?
Yeah.
That might have alerted That might have alerted them to something.
They definitely know where you are.
Well, how about this? Okay. Could we trick the darkness? Can we believe enough in something?
No way.
Brilliant. That's enough time there. As you guys are talking and discussing this, you watch as from out of the blackness, this illusionary figure begins to rise, growing in size rapidly until it is easily the size of a building. This illusionary humanoid man, with dark black hair swept back across his head, wearing black robes marked with red. And you can see in his hand, he holds the red dragon mask. This illusionary construct made of light. Ah, I see you're here. You really did a number on us, throwing off our scrying spells. But I know you're here somewhere. I'm sorry about your Drake, Yervith. But we did not know initially who would be coming through the blackness. Please, Mira, there's no need for all of this. Your friends don't have to die. Step forward. Come down to us. We will let all of your friends live. You have 30 seconds to comply before you are torn apart by the dragons that wheel above. I look forward to seeing you soon, Mira. As the illusionary figure begins to disapparate and turn into particles again and fade back into the shadow.
Let's go invisibly. You can't see us. Let's go. Let's get down there.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Invisibly, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so who can actually cast invisibility?
I can. I can multi it onto one other person. So there's 2 people can be greater invisible.
Yervith is just going to rip off his robe and put on his actual robe.
Yeah, you should
I'm back, baby. If I'm dying in style, man. I'm
going to wear my chameleon cloak.
I'm going to jump on my
can
mount.
tell that I'm dying.
I'm going to jump on my mount. I'm going to cast greater invisibility on myself. I think the mount will also gain that.
Ooh, that's a good question.
As long as he's touching the mount, it will. Or at least it should.
Hold on.
I'm like
I remember reading it
red
somewhere.
shirt.
You or a creature that you touch. Not both. Anything
Hold
the
on.
target is wearing or carrying is invisible. Your mount...
Well, I mean,
If you
Could you
cast
cast
it
it
on
on
your
the
mount, is the
mount?
mount carrying you?
Hold
No,
on.
because you are
Yeah.
not an inanimate object.
Let me read it. Hold on, I'll just link it. I remember reading it somewhere that sometimes what's cast on me can be cast, like, we can transfer to it. I thought I read that. Let me have a read.
I don't remember that with Find Greater Steed. You can make any spell you cast that targets only you also target the mount. Okay,
Yeah,
I take it back.
Yeah, there you go. So I get greater invisibility and the mount does too.
Yeah, there you go. I take it back. You watch as Jin jumps on the back of the Firov, it waves its wings, and then as Jin casts the spell, both of them just disappear.
Let's go. I can't cast invisibility.
I can't cast invisibility on anyone else, unfortunately, but at least I got 2 of us.
Okay. Yervith looks like he's just going to use his chameleon cloak. Mira casts invisibility on herself. That means there's only 2 people not invisible
think-
right now.
No, I don't have invisibility.
yeah, I think what she's gonna do. I'm just not gonna like. If I do this, I'm gonna burn half my sorcery points. But I think keeping Mira alive will
you're not
do
gonna
more
need them.
damage in the long.
You're not going to need those sorcery points.
How about I'll go out not invisible? Who knows in there?
Yeah, there you go.
More important to hide you guys.
I'm just going to look for any type of cover I can, and I'm just going to...
Not a huge amount out in the open, Yervith, but as you pull the cloak up around you and stick close to the edge of the crater, your cloak begins blending in with the packed earth and stone, giving you the appearance of a bit of rubble nearby. Do you want to make me a stealth check, please, Yervith? You get to add 10
Oh,
to this.
baby. I definitely do.
using your pass without trace.
Yeah, Lockie will turn to Shana.
35, natural 20.
Oh,
That's a 45. That's 45 stealth from Yervith. Yervith is more invisible than the invisible people.
yeah.
Yervith, as you pull the cloak around you, you just disappear. Like, you guys genuinely, as
a rock.
as Yervith presses himself up against the edge of the cliff face, the edge of the crater, he just vanishes. You have no idea where he is, as his cloak perfectly blends into the surrounding stone and earth.
Lockie?
Not one for stealth. I might just go in with. I'll just go in with you.
Okay. Okay.
Alrighty.
Let's go.
How are you guys going to do this?
So-
What's the plan?
3 invisible and 2 walking.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Shana casts greater invisibility on herself. What are the rest of you doing? Mira, Lockie, are you guys? How are you going to get? Are you walking? What are you doing?
Lockie will bring his shield out, and he'll walk with the shield in between him and Mira, ready to go either way if he needs to.
And is your plan to walk down the stairs towards the gangplank and then down the stairway below?
Into the belly of the beast.
And the rest of you,
Walk it straight on.
Shana, Yervith, Jin, are you guys just going to follow behind Invisible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
But I might be
Just probably
flying
just-
a little bit more to the side.
Yep. That's absolutely fine. And are you guys going to take the pathway to the south or the pathway to the north? There's 2 sets of stairs.
North.
Yeah. North? Alright.
I literally just pulled that out of the air.
I was going to say the south is actually probably closer. So
Okay.
Whatever's closest then.
the south is probably a little bit closer to where you guys are. It's a bit of an easier pathway. Alrighty. As you guys begin moving down the gangplank, Mira and Lockie no longer trying to be stealthy. From above you,
Oh, they can see
of
us.
wing beats begin bursting through the smoke cloud above, and you watch as a giant red dragon descends down through the air, looking directly down towards where you are, Mira and Lockie. As it hovers in the air, staring down, it calls out, "So the little mouse has decided to reveal itself. Come, little mouse, our mother awaits."
I go willingly.
And your friends, do they go willingly? As it begins looking around at all of you.
Oh.
Hovering in the air in front of
You
you.
gave them true sight.
True sight.
Oh, there it is. I throw up my cloak.
Oh, actually,
You are really invisible.
hang on.
See
Before
you,
you do that,
Yervith.
Yervith, I think you might be the only one it can't see. Let me just double check. I will make it.
What?
I'll make a roll.
Oh, because it's a stealth check, right?
I'll make a roll. Hang on. Hang on. Oh my goodness. It doesn't seem to look your way. It's looking at the others, but you don't get the sense it's looking towards you at all.
Amazing.
Yeah, well.
Rogue Rage just
You-
Doesn't
I feel like-
seem to have
I feel
noticed you, Yervith. With a natural 20 for a total of 45 stealth, 35 plus. So you got natural 20 plus 15 from your natural stealth plus 10 from Pass Without Trace. The massive red dragon, long spines curled around, old scars dotting its skin, marking its scales this dark red-grey colour. As this enormous maw opens, this mouth emanates, it turns its head sideways, this massive golden eye peering at the rest of the party as it hovers over the crater. Yervith does not look in your direction once.
Oh, no way. I feel like I'm Captain Price in that Call of Duty game where he's in the grass. And he's just walking over.
Or Solid Snake in every Solid Snake
Solid
game.
Snake, yeah. Got the box up.
What was that? Must have been the wind.
Yeah. Yervith is
Shame. I was so looking forward to hunting these little mice.
We go together.
Come down the gangway, descend below the dark smoke. He awaits below. As the red dragon, its wings still flapping, the amount of energy required to keep something this large hovering in space, its body easily the size of an entire tower. This massive, like almost, I think it's 80 feet from nose to tail, huge, just flapping in the air in front of you as it begins flying back up, hovering in place just above the edge of the crater and then turning and landing on the side. Its claws gripping around the rim as a rockfall sort of drops down into the shadowed area below. Its eyes turning, watching you as you begin walking around the edge of the gangplank. Alrighty. As you guys continue to walk around the gangplank, it doesn't take too long before you get round to the rim of the crater where the gangplank begins turning back around in on itself. You pass a series of offshoots, areas where the rubble has been cleared, and you can see other drakes very similar to Eleanor standing in these cleared sections of rubble. Walking through, you can see there are other cultists moving in position as well as you pass through this area. But you continue on. Mira and Lockie leading the way, the rest of you following either invisibly or just very stealthily behind. As you reach the end of the pathway and see the stairway heading down towards the area before you, a group of cultists stand in your way. As they look, one of them turns and looks towards Lockie and Mira. You're going to have to surrender your weapons before you head below.
Do you really have so little faith in your masters?
Well, yeah. I mean, might of the dragons, eh?
Lockie,
Like
make me a persuasion check, Lockie.
You said something.
No, I think the character with -2 to charisma versus the character with the +4 should definitely roll persuasion.
Oh no.
I feel like Lockie's gonna be like, understandable, have a nice day. Just give that.
14.
Oh, that's not bad. That's pretty good.
The cultist, these long black robes, massive masks stylized to look like a dragon's horn sprouting from his head, sort of cocks his head and looks at you, Lockie. I have absolute faith in my overlords, in the might of the dragons. I also have faith that you lot are troublemakers. Drop your weapons.
No.
It's not up for discussion. We know you don't need weapons, Mira. You use magic. But your companions are going to need to... Yep.
Sorry, not Yervith. Can Lockie actually drop his weapons?
He dropped his mace.
His mace.
Although the mace is actually built into you, Lockie, so conceivably it's just the shield that it looks like you're wielding at the moment. Do you have any other weapons on you that you could just...
I mean, I have random shit I can drop, yeah.
What do you have? What do you drop?
Alright, he pulls out a short sword.
Okay.
And a light crossbow.
Drop them on the ground.
From where?
On his back.
Where?
Just on his back, Just sheathed on his back.
Yeah, no.
You drop the short sword.
What are those things called with the pocket? He's a pocket knife. What do they say?
Swiss Army knife.
Oh, Swiss Army knife.
Army knife. Yeah.
Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lockie, you pull out a short sword and crossbow and drop it on the ground. The cultist looks towards your shield. You won't need your shield where you're going. You can leave that here too. You take good care of it.
This is part of my back. Actually, I took it off to scratch it.
You wouldn't deprive a robot of his back.
You can leave that here, or you can stay here, and Mira can descend down below alone.
Or Mira can stand here, and will not be addressed in such a way by inferiors, unless.
We were told that if you wouldn't come, we could force you to. I'm really hoping you choose that option. You're responsible for the death of a few of my friends. Please resist.
Where's the dragon?
On the edge of the crater, about 100, 200 feet away from you at this point, up towards the north.
Is he watching intently?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Perfect.
I look at the dragon and
Yes.
I just want to try and stand up a bit straighter and taller and just say, is this any way to treat the blood of Tiamat?
Whoa.
Maybe a persuasion check, Mira.
Or a deception? I don't know.
Alright.
Or deception. Your choice. Persuasion or deception.
I think
I'll allow either.
persuasion. Yeah, persuasion. Yeah.
Because
Well-
none of what you said is a lie. You
Oh,
know
sure.
for a fact that you have the blood of Tiamat in you. You know that
I know.
for a fact.
I'm trying to why is this doing that?
19. Okay.
Oh, it's only a 9. It's a plus 10.
The cultist looks towards you and looks back at his comrades and then back towards you again. Looks back towards you again, and then looks up towards the dragon. The dragon rumbles, this growl deep within its throat. There are others invisible to your weak human eyes. They will all drop their weapons, or I will pick them from my teeth. Mira, you may pass.
I think Shana pretty much sets down, and she feels really bad about this, but she sets down Jin's borrowed sword and walks after Mira and sees what happens.
Alrighty, Mira, I'm going to say at this point you've sort of stepped forward a little bit to do that. Shana, you drop down the sword. As soon as you do, a cultist runs out from the neighbouring room, picks it up, and then moves it across into a separate room, this sort of cleared area between the
Is
broken
there-
buildings.
Is there only... So I'm assuming Yervith is here, but is
Yeah.
stealthing. Very hard.
You're basically like hiding up against the edges of buildings, just trusting your cloak is going to keep you safe. And so far, it seems to be working, Yervith. Like, you keep doing this, and it keeps working.
Is there any... So is there one way into this place that they're all going into?
I'm just going to open this up because you guys can see that. So
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll drop the red dragon down in a second too. This whole cleared area that's sort of around where the gangplank is, it looks like there's a whole bunch of cultists sort of arranged around here, almost as if they're set up as a guard of honor. However, just towards the north of where you are, nestled between two buildings, you can see what looks to be a gap and a cage with two people currently sitting in it, looking very much worse for wear.
Is that a gap?
Yeah, a gap just between two buildings. You can just glimpse them. And I should also say that the dragon that's above is just above those.
Oh my goodness.
I'll just drop the dragon on it. I'll drop
Yervith Yervith is trying to figure... Basically, at this point, Yervith is trying to figure out if he tries to go through where, like, Mira and Shana are going through this little passage to go down, like, he won't be able to hide from that. Like, he will be out in the open. No way the cloak will be able to obscure him unless he can make some sort of like smoke or distraction. He is going to he's going to hedge his bets and he's going to try and stay past the dragon and get through that gap. That's what he's going to try and do.
Okay.
Do it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't need to make another
Yes.
stealth check. You're stealthy. Oh, have you made one anyway?
No, I haven't won. I'm fucking. That's a 45, man. I'm gonna ride that as long as I can.
I was gonna say you definitely don't need to make another check just yet. As you begin sort of moving very slowly and cautiously down the gangplank, you push past a few of the cultists, leaping the side of the fence and hugging close to the buildings. How far do you want to try and go? Are you trying to get to the very edge of the crater?
I basically want to like try and follow Mira and Shana or whoever's going down with the cultists. I want to try and follow them from a distance, but obviously with my weapons and everything, like ready to like render assistance if anything goes down.
So at this point, you're probably moving ahead of the group. They've kind of stalled in front of these cultists that are blocking the pathway forwards. If you wanted to try and push ahead, you can kind of duck underneath the gangplank between the ruined buildings and down to the edge of the crater, and then hold tight there against the edge of the rock.
Yeah, I would do that, and I would just like wait to see what happens.
Yeah, you move past. No one seems to spot you. You just move through silently like the wind.
Very good. I just wait and see what happens, and just keep. I'm just laser focused on the group at the limit.
Brilliant. Alrighty. What do you guys do? Can see it's all very silent as the dragon sort of rumbles looking down. What is the hold up? Cancel these spells, Drop your weapons and surrender. Or die. The choice is yours.
Really don't.
What is ahead of us, actually?
Ahead of you is, excuse me, 3 cultists and a guard drake directly ahead of you. Towards your right, another cultist. Down towards your left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cultists. And then ahead of you to your left, another 4 guard drakes. And then in front of that, the passageway leading down towards the ritual chamber below. It's so quiet. I love this. I am counting. Your silence counts as time, just so that you know.
Yeah.
I think Shana's sort of gonna play ball just to sort of try and appease the dragon, like, because the less he thinks that we're resisting, the less he's gonna be looking for Yervith, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You guys have
So
no
yeah,
idea
so
where
he-
Yervith is. He disappeared, and he's just gone. You have no idea what happened to Yervith.
Lockie will if Shana drops her,
She drops a sword. Yeah.
yeah, then Lockie will very, very begrudgingly drop his shield.
One of the cultists darts forward, takes the shield and moves back towards that antechamber, piling it up with the
There is a
others.
single scratch on that. A giant's wrath will seem like playtime.
The cultists behind the mask, you don't really know how old they are, what kind of race they are, which are there, but they just nod as they take the shield away and move it back into this side chamber away from the rest of the party.
Where is it?
Just towards the north here from where you guys are here.
Lockie will remember.
Lockie, you have remove your shields, and your armor class is going to reduce appropriately. I believe that's a -3 to your AC.
Hurts.
Yep.
It hurts.
The dragon, I've been counting. The dragon, seeing no more movement from the people who are invisible, steps forward and with a single bite chomps down on one of these prisoners in the cage, throws its head back and swallows it whole. You just hear this single this scream cut short as it just destroys this person in the cage right in front of it. Take all the time you want. I'm so hungry. I will eat all of you if I have to. That fox creature, it looks delicious. As it looks down towards Jin on the back of his Firev.
Yeah, okay.
Jin,
I
from back
drop-
here, could you make me a perception check, please?
Okay. Wow, that's only a 2.
13. That's still enough. The
Oh.
prisoner, bound and gagged in chains just before the dragon, next to the prisoner who was just eaten. It's hard to spot at first, and it takes a second to recognize, but you realize that's Gloria.
Yeah.
Bruised and bloodied, bound, one eye completely swollen shut, covered in bruises and cuts. Just semi-conscious, kneeling down, head slightly bowed, in front of this massive red dragon. She flinched as the maw came down and just ate this person next to her. She hasn't really moved since then, staying very still.
So how far away is the dragon?
So from where you guys are now, the dragon is currently 50 feet away from you, Jin.
Okay.
Gloria's about the same.
Did Shana drop her invisibility spell?
Yeah, she's dropped her invisibility, the sword, and the shield.
Okay, I'll drop the invisibility spell and... I'll drop the invisibility spell.
As you do, you and the mount come into focus, the Firev sort of moving about, a little bit concerned, a little bit nervous around this giant dragon. The cultists immediately sort of seeing you, hands on the hilts of their weapons as they look as you suddenly both appear.
Hello. How you going? Lovely day we're having. Well, lovely weather.
They don't respond, Jin. Just look at you with swords
Well,
still in their hilts, but hands on their hilts.
What does their armor look like, just out of curiosity?
Looks like a mixture, Lockie, a mixture of metal plating, studded leather, and some sort of like scale hide.
Anyone carrying a shield?
A couple of them have shields, yeah.
Okay. We've dropped all our magic and stuff, and what are we doing now? We're going
Dropping
down?
your weapons.
We've done that.
The dragon looks towards you, Jin, takes a few steps, just stepping over the top of Gloria as it does so.
Oh, fine. I'll take out my throw my machete on the ground and my dagger that I have in my inventory.
The dragon laughs deep in its throat. Spellcasters, you think I do not know how your paltry magic works? Your focuses, your items of power, drop them on the ground.
Yeah, Jin's not going to do that. He got told by the Fae that if he did that, he'd be in very bad trouble.
So Jin, you sort of clutch your harp a little bit closer.
So he's gesturing to the harp, right?
Not really gesturing per se, just more looking over all of you and looking down as it sort of calls out. Yeah.
I start... well, because of like my bard stuff, I don't think I have like a... Like how like normal mages have like regular spell focuses. I guess it's through instruments.
Just make
bards often use their instrument as their spellcasting focus, I believe.
But he might not take it. He might not know. Like I don't know if he knows I'm a bard or not. So I'm just gonna start dropping some of. I'm gonna drop. What have I got in my inventory?
While you're looking through that, Jin, Shana and Lockie, as the dragon sort of moves, crunching over the edge of the buildings as it moves a little bit closer to you, passing by Gloria, it looks down. Oh, you drop Lyra's old focus. What is Lyra's old focus? I believe it was a crystal, wasn't it?
I've never really wrote it down. But yeah, like it's just whatever item. I think she had it sort of embedded in the shield that she was using, as in Lyra did, but I think Shana would have taken the stone out for her own gear, is what I'm assuming, just for weight. But
yeah, okay. You pull out the crystal, drop it on the ground. Again, the cultist moves forward, picks up the focus, and moves back again. The dragon sort of cocks its head and looks down. I see items of power on you. I smell the magic. You have
she holds up
5 seconds to comply before I kill all of you and drag Mira below.
She holds up the decanter.
Yep.
And is like, is this it? And like she's actually sort of looking around.
Do not mock me. I see your companions carry other items of worth. I have no need for your paltry magic. I smell an artifact of the Fae. I smell other magic. Focuses used by you, serpent. And you, metal man. You carry items of power as well. Made by your hand or another's, it matters not.
I think what you're smelling is probably just me. I'm just a magical dude.
I'm going to get all of you to roll me initiative, please.
Can I, before you roll initiative?
Sorry.
Yes, please.
How is Gloria being held in a cage?
At the moment, not caged, bound and gagged, hands bound behind her. She looks more like her injuries are keeping her there rather than anything else.
Okay. Okay. So she's just being bound by rope?
Yeah, it looks like just lengths of rope and twine.
Okay. Yervith is considering getting her out.
Whoopsie-doos. Not bad.
I'll roll initiative as well. even though I may not actually do anything, but I'll try to contribute.
The silence is deafening.
Alrighty, I know. I can hear how tense you guys all are. So Mira, initiative of 16. You didn't click on your token, Mira. So you
No, I'm sorry.
Shana, initiative of 12. You didn't click on your tokens. I'm gonna have to add it again, guys. This is our 101st episode.
Yes.
It's gonna be. Oh, another crit!
Natural 20, Jin. Another crit. Yervith 23. Brilliant.
I rolled an 8 with advantage.
Nice. And who's missing? Lockie's missing from the initiative turn. And I'm just going to add examples of the dragons, the dragon cultists, just because I'm not going to roll that many initiatives. Alrighty, Mira, what was your initiative? Sorry, you were a 16.
There you go.
Yep,
It's in there.
brilliant. Thank you. Dragon wings. Oh, that's a 17. Red dragon. Oh my goodness, that's a 21. Shana, that is a 12. Yervith.
23.
23 Yervith. Very nice. And the last person are the Dragon Claws. Oh, that's only a 12. That's not as good. All right, brilliant. Alrighty. I'm going to put on some slightly more tense music. Jin, you're the first to act. I'm now keeping this initiative. It's not necessarily combat, but we are now getting to the point where you have not agreed to the demands of these dragons. They are not backing down. You're not backing down. I need to keep us on a timeline now.
We need to push through, I guess. We need to do something, and I don't think surrendering now is the right play. I don't think that's the right play.
I mean, they'd have to go and confiscate all of Lockie.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's down to literally tearing it apart.
I'm going to take out my harp and be like, what this? Like, and I have it in my hands. Basically, I'm gonna ready in action. Actually, hold on. Because if I hold an action, I can still do a bonus action though, and then hold an action. Can I do that?
So you can hold an action, but you can still do a bonus action in the same turn. Yes, but you can't hold. You have to choose whether you're holding an action or a bonus action, but you can.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to give a bardic inspiration real quick to these guys at the very front. I'm going to give it to Mira.
Yep. Mira, bardic
Be
inspiration.
Like, so I think we'll see how this goes, hey? And good luck.
Alrighty,
So
and then
give
you
it that.
hold your action.
I'm going to hold my action. I'm going to hold. At the moment that we get into any combat or any hostile actions at all, I'm doing a mass suggestion.
Okay, mass suggestion.
With the harps in my hands, I'm ready to twang it so it has advantage on the charm. I'm targeting the big boy. He'll be in one of them, and the other 11 will be regular cultists because I don't think it works on these dudes.
And your bardic inspiration to Mira, what does that look like? Do you play a small song? How does that work? Take us through it.
Oh, the way I sort of like as I look around at everyone, I look at Mira, I go, "You have a lot of strength. You're apparently the sacrifice. Give it your all."
Mm-hmm.
So more of like a quote. I might do like a little tiny melody with it quickly.
Alrighty.
But the mass suggestion will target him and all these small fry because I don't think it will target them. And the mass suggestion will be, so I can suggest a course, a couple sentences. So basically, travel to the ends of the earth. Because travel can mean both land and air.
Yeah. No. I love it. Fantastic.
So that's the moment, like, we're about to get into combat. Someone's about to attack someone. I pop that off and hit. Or if the dragon goes, like, if it goes out of my range, then I would like to potentially also unleash it then so I can still hit the dragon.
Okay, brilliant. Yervith, you are currently avoiding detection somehow through some amazing luck of the gods or the cloak that you wear that provides you with this sort of chameleon-esque adaptation to the area around you, or a natural 20, plus pass without trace. You don't seem to have been noticed by anyone or anything You can still see Gloria bound and gagged just before you. The dragon focusing all its attention on your friends, on your family before you. And you can also see most of the cultists and the guard drakes feeling the exact same way. In your mind, Yervith, now that Eleanor has been discorporated, as she's been sort of turned back into the spirit form and no longer is in the corporeal form, you feel the sense of resolve coming from her, the fear now giving way to this feeling of resolve deep within you, coming from Eleanor, your Drake companion.
Yervith is just watching, and he's looking at this dragon, looking at this interaction. He is going to... how far away is he?
Currently from your position, you are about 50, 60 feet away from the dragon, about 50 feet away from Gloria.
Okay. This is what I'm going to do. I'm level 13 now. I get some spells as well as a ranger. I got some things.
Now that you get your Drake Warden spells, yeah.
I'm going to ready an action to cast a spell. Basically what the trigger is going to be is when this dragon, if it decides to use its fire breath, which it most likely will, given that the group is pretty grouped up at the moment, Yervith is going to cast Wind Wall in an arc around the group to protect them from the flames.
Ooh, okay. I like a lot.
Which should work, because Wind Wall affects smoke and gases, which fire kind of is.
The strong wind keeps fog, smoke, and other gases at bay. Yeah, okay. Arrows, bolts, and other ordinary projectiles launched at targets behind the wall are deflected upward and automatically miss. Interesting, Yervith. Very, very interesting. Brilliant. Okay. Yervith, held action is ready. The dragon. The dragon looks down at the lot of you. This massive red mouth opening wide, dark scales marked by scars and conflict from years and years and years of serving Tiamat and the cult. Please, do you really think you can defeat us? I am but one of many. Our mother will be coming through the portal all too soon. Advance, Mira. The rest of you may live, but fight here, and I will guarantee you a slow death, each and every one of you. It's gonna do something else as well, but don't know what. The dragon wings are all going to stay still as well, waiting on the command from the dragon. All of these cultists standing around are waiting for, basically, permission to do anything. Mira, rather appropriately, it's all down to you.
Wait, so did he just give us the permission to go on?
He told Mira to advance, and the rest of you stay behind. He said, Mira,
okay.
Advance.
Yeah, except I know that means as soon as I get out of the way, he's gonna just on all of you.
You can try.
You don't know that.
I mean, he said it before.
He has promised. I should say he has said that if you advance and go with what the cult need you to do, Mira, your friends will live.
Yeah, but what type of friends would we be to let it do that?
Oh well, I mean, group.
I think Jin overall would be happy to sacrifice himself if it meant like
just die.
I think Jin would sacrifice himself if it meant like the world lived. I think overall he would do that.
Oh yeah.
What do you do, Mira?
Oh. Well, I mean, that all sounds pretty smart, but Mira, she just stands with her friends.
I quote from chat, what's the worst that could happen?
What is the worst that could happen? Damn if you do, damn if you don't.
What do you do, Mira? Are you... I'm going to make a really cool prediction. I reckon you're going to summon Draconic Spirit. Alright?
No.
Oh, okay. I was going to get a dragon token ready to go.
Oh, really? No, I was actually gonna. I was just gonna whisper to everyone. When I do the signal, everyone run. That's what I was gonna say.
Okay, no, please. You do you.
And I cast Fireball.
What level?
6th level.
6th level. And where do you cast this fireball?
You know what? Fuck it. 7th level.
Oh my god, okay.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, 7.
Where's the dragon? Let's do it right in front of this dude. I have a... What is this? Fireball. It is a 20-foot radius.
I'll put down a token and I'll give you control of it, and it'll be
I'll need to see a bit more because I can't
we
see.
do need to see a little more. This is...
let me just give you a token that you control, and I'll put a 20-foot glow around it, and that way you can position it wherever you want. How does that sound?
Sounds good. I just may not be able to place it where I can see the people.
Alrighty, let me give it a glow. Let's give it a 20-foot glow. And I'll give you control of this, Claire. Here you go.
Cool.
Control by...
Me.
There you go. You should have control of that fireball. Position it wherever you want. You can move yourself around. Is your depth of focus not working very well?
Okay.
I'll bring us across to the map so people can see your fireball that you're positioning.
Yeah, that's a good spot actually.
Level 13 characters, everybody. I can see chat going off at 7th level spells. Level 13 characters. We are approaching the end of a very long campaign. A very long, heavily homebrewed Tyranny of Dragons campaign. Thank you to the two lovely raid crews who've come across. Mims, love you guys. This is probably the second last episode of our entire Tyranny of Dragons campaign. The campaign that started the Lost Archives. I know.
Yeah. All right. I am.
Feels like the end of an era.
End of a mirror.
End of a mirror. Maybe we'll see what happens. Alrighty. That's where you're gonna drop your fireball.
That's where I'm placing it, and
Right.
it's not going to be fireball. Actually, it is going.
I was gonna say, are you using the Amulet of Elements, Avazandum?
Heck yeah.
Okay, you're casting a 7th level through Avazandum. Okay,
no.
First off, I need you to roll me a d20 to see what happens so Mira, this necklace around your neck, this necklace that you wear around your throat with the 5 different colored gemstones. As you focus the energy through and cast this spell, the red gem flashes for a moment. What element do you change the fireball into?
I'm going to change it into it is going to flash into a blue and her ice heritage.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
That's cool.
As the white moonstone flashes, you watch as Mira, as you summon this mote of fire in your hands, it suddenly freezes solid. The fireball frozen in place, this frozen flame, and you just lob it in the air. And as it flies towards the spot, as it spins, it begins collecting this cold around it, ice forming as the mote grows larger and larger, and as it impacts with the earth, it explodes, shards of ice shooting out all around. That is going to be a dexterity saving throw for the 5 cultists and the dragon.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get it in this, because it says it spreads around corners.
Yes.
Now, for ice, I don't know how you want to flavor that, up to you. But I'm trying to get these entrances as well to block these.
So it's this gangplank isn't like a locked off room. So the board, that's why I've taken the dynamic lighting away. It's like an open gangplank that you guys are standing on above the ruined town.
Oh, right.
Okay, I still want to do some damage to like the area to make it a bit difficult or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. Mira, I also... Oh, you've rolled a 16 for your D20 roll?
Something really bad.
So, when we've spoken about the Amulet of Elements before, when you cast a spell of above level 1 through the amulet, it has a chance for the spell to cause chaotic effects depending on the D20 that you roll. At every spell level above 1, that chance gets more and more significant. Any spell above 5th level is a guaranteed chaotic outcome. I need you to roll me a D100, please, Mira.
Wow.
I've been waiting for this moment for 100 episodes.
Wow.
You didn't
90. All right, let's have a look.
90,
Let's have a look and see what happens.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Owen randomizes his tables, so
Yeah, he does.
yeah.
I hope it's good.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Mira, the spell twins. Where would you like to place the second one?
Oh my god! Holy shit!
Oh, that's not good for me.
That's good. Everyone.
Was it?
It has to be in a different location, and it has to be in a different location. It can overlap, but the spell twins. Where do you place the second? And it is the same element.
Which?
Oh my god.
The one that hits the most of them.
Yeah, whichever. But well, which way is the ritual circle though?
I'm giving you a second towards the north,
Towards
the
the
northwest of where you guys are.
Yeah.
I'll probably do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So
There was
probably
actually-
the most efficient point is right there where I've placed it. So for podcast listeners, as Mira creates this moat of ice, the amulet around your neck, this this relic of Tiamat. Mira, something about where you are, this location so close to the site of her power, to the site of her ritual, the energy just unleashes within you. And as well, the dragon mask that you have that's being sort of brought into you, it was the white dragon mask, wasn't it? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the
Blue,
white dragon mask. No, blue dragon mask.
We have-
That
she has
section
blue
of blue
one.
scales, lightning begins crackling up around Mira, and you watch as she throws this moat of ice. The magic warps and twists, the area of space around this suddenly collapsing in on itself, and for a second you see this shimmering second image, and then suddenly they split, and there are two moats of ice that hurl in different directions. As the first one strikes down where the dragon is, the three cultists all fail their saves. Could you please roll me the damage, Mira? And I'm going to get you to roll me 2 sets of damage, because we're going to do them separately. We're going to do the set of damage first, the northernmost one, and then we'll do the second set of damage. I need to roll some dexterity saving throws for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people down here. I'm going to do that while you roll me some damage.
Ooh.
That's 45 damage for the first one. Fuck.
That's a good roll.
Mira, you just
Only
watch.
30.
Wow, you rolled a lot of ones on that second one.
I
It's alright.
Yeah.
The second one is over here, though. That could still kill a lot of these dudes.
Yeah, that's true.
It's more than
Mira,
just-
you watch as the first one goes off. The 3 cultists caught in the range of it immediately are frozen solid, the ice piercing through, cutting across their flesh as they just immediately freeze in place, the magic breaking through their skin, rupturing capillaries and bruising the surface of their skin. The ones below, most of these people fail, and they are instantly killed as the ice sweeps across them, these jagged shards piercing across, freezing them all. Only 2 survive this. Barely. The rest of them,
Holy
even
moly.
those who pass, are still killed outright by this. Most of these guys only have 15 HP. They are not designed to be big buff tanks. Only 2 people survive this. The rest of them are all completely wiped out in this single burst of ice. The dragon is going to use a legendary resistance to pass as it had failed. Because your save is 17, isn't it, Mira? Or is it 18? It rolled a
is
16.
18.
So, 16 still fails. So yeah, it doesn't. So it's going to use a legendary resistance to pass, which means it only takes half of the 45 damage. Still buckets. Still.
good.
Owen, would this guy get hit by 2 of them?
Oh.
He would.
Yes, he would. You watch as the cultist in between the 2 is
Oh my
immediately
God.
killed. Doesn't matter what happens if he passes or fails his next dex save. He didn't have enough HP to survive both. As the shards meet in the middle, he's just caught between the 2. He holds his hands up, no, and then is immediately trapped in this ice between the 2 of them.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Yep,
Wow.
that's a big boy play.
Mira has chosen death.
The dragon, the red dragon, takes 22 points of ice damage, of cold damage, as as these massive shards of ice pierce through its scales. It roars in defiance. Its held action now being activated by this spell. It is going to move up and is going to try and bite Shana. Actually, yeah, no, that's sorry. No, that I had already decided that was its held action because it would have now liked to change its mind to a fire breath, but no, it had decided it was going to try and keep Mira alive and get rid of the rest of you. Shana, does a 27 hit you?
Yep, maybe.
21 piercing damage as it just bites down on you, crunching through your tail.
That's not too bad.
Ow.
As it bites down, says the person not hit. I would love to do the held actions of the dragon claws, but they do not get one as all of them are dead. Shana. Sorry, Mira. You still have a bonus action and movement. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I'm gonna bonus action. Get some. No, that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I just say it's run to the ritual.
Okay. Shana, you're up next.
All right, so she's going to just double check with Mira. She's like, so you're gonna take off, towards the ritual. And she's like, sort of like trying to get it, like whisper it, so at least like it's not being super fucking obvious where they're going. But like, just like double checking. It's like you want us to go that way.
We've got to get to the ritual. We've got to stop this.
All right. And then I think she's going to pop a 4th level Spirit Guardians.
Okay.
And quicken. Oh no, sorry, didn't mean to do Radiant. That meant to be Necrotic. Boop.
That's right. It hasn't come through on roll 20, so you're all good to go.
Yeah. And then I'm going to quicken Eldritch Blast and whack all 3 of them at the dragon.
Oh shit! Okay, so I will make a Wisdom save. As what do your Spirit Guardians look like?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Are they tiny Varuses, like your Warlock patron?
Less tiny Varuses, but probably taking a lot of the Black Dragon elements from sort of Varus's changed appearance.
Yeah.
So probably almost smoky in them themselves, like sort of smoky, spectral little dragon dudes.
Yeah, okay, yeah, these sort of small black pseudo dragons made of dark smoke that fly out of your shadow. As they do so, Shana, you watch as your shadow, the 2 eyes open in the center of it once again, as Varus just unleashes this horde of these spiritual guardians from inside your shadow. That is a fail from the dragon. That is an 8. 23 necrotic damage.
Ooh.
As these tiny little spirits of these sort of pseudo dragons begin flying through the dragon, it roars in defiance, and then as it looks down, the sections where they've touched have turned grey, and you watch, Shana, as some of the life essence from this dragon begins pulling into your shadow, and your shadow, a big smile opens up, matching your eyes. The dragon roars, this deafening, echoing roar that just sounds through the city, and above you hear answering cries.
Oh fuck.
Anything else on your turn, Shana?
Yeah. This action, 3 hits of a quickened Eldritch Blast.
Roll me some attacks. 25 is going to hit.
3 to hit.
25 will hit. 20 will miss. 23 will hit.
Okay, so 2 damages coming through.
2 sets of damage.
Oh no, that sucks.
6 and 10. Alrighty, force damage. In comparison to the damage it just took from the necrotic spirits, these force blasts just seem to just bounce off. You know they're doing something, but it feels like a drop in the ocean compared to the necrotic energy you blasted it with just before. Anything else on your turn, Shana?
No. Like, the only thing that she'd consider doing would be to move, but she doesn't want to do that to expose Mira, even though I think she knows, like, they're not going to take her out, but, like, she's still sort of like, yeah, no, that feels like a dick move.
Alrighty, no problem at all.
Run.
We gotta run.
We gotta run.
The dragon claws are dead, so I will give the guard drakes their turn. The guard drakes begin moving back and forming a perimeter around the edge of the pathway, looking like they're trying to intercept if anyone was to try and run past. Alrighty, Lockie, you're up next.
Okay. Well, Lockie's been working on something. He's gonna get the cube in his chest switched to fire, and he's directed it so it can go out the bottom of his feet, in his hands. He's gonna cast Fly on himself.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's cool.
And what he's going to try and do is he's going to try and go over and scoop up the items that were left in this area over here.
Ooh, okay, absolutely. So, Lockie, you cast Fly on yourself as the energy from inside your core begins resonating. Rather than flame, how do you feel about these sort of like circles of energy just coming out?
Yep.
I've kind of textured a lot of the giant stuff as quite technology based. The giant magic is being very advanced technology.
That sounds good. I did have a thought that it was almost anti-gravity, but I'm like, no, I need the propulsion.
Yeah, no. In that case, then the propulsion is almost like plasma. These plasma rings beating out in this regular rhythm as Lockie begins flying up. Lockie, the cultist who's standing there is currently kind of like guarding those weapons. If you want to go fly by him, he may get an attack of opportunity.
That's fine.
Okay, brilliant. You just fly straight up to it. Reach down, grab your shield, I'm guessing, and then...
And there was something else Shana left signed here too, didn't you?
It was the old spellcasting focus of Lyra.
Okay.
And her sword and her shield.
And her sword and her shield.
Them.
Yeah, she's a sorcerer. She's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, she's to get a shield back, but yeah, like juggling effort. If he's got a spare hand, she wouldn't mind shield, but otherwise she's pretty chill.
Lockie, you can reach down and grab these, and then as you begin flying back, I'm guessing towards Shana with the items, or...
Yep.
The Dragon Wing will get an attack opportunity against you. He will absolutely take that. He is not your best friend. Does a 19 does not hit you now that you have your shield back.
Yes. Okay, yes.
Nice.
As you pick up your shield and spin round, this sword strikes down and you just get your shield up in time, picking it up as it crang, bangs off the edge of the shield as the cultist swears under his breath.
Can I flavor the Lockie's come flying in and then landed like on the shield and almost like kick flipped it up into his hand?
Nice. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Anything else on your turn, Lockie, as you fly back towards Shana, drop the rest of the stuff to Shana? I'd say that's probably an action. Did you want to do a bonus action?
Yeah, I think that'll be all.
Alrighty. At the end of the round, you watch as high above 4 more massive dragons begin descending through the sky. Not as large as the red dragon, but still huge. They begin dropping rapidly towards you, bursting through the cloud and smoke layer above, roaring in defiance. And right as you think they're about to land, this sudden cry echoes across the edge of the crater, and a massive silver blur strikes into one of the gold dragons descending and bites into it, and you watch as Otalia Karnos emerges from the smoke, grabbing hold of this dragon and throwing it bodily against the ground a few hundred meters away from you. The ground reverberates with this echo as this dragon strikes, and from behind Otalia Karnos you see 5 more dragons flying in tandem as they begin descending on these other dragons working for the cultists. From beyond the crater, on the back of a young green dragon, you see a familiar figure, clad in green and black armor, holding onto these reins, a massive halberd gripped in one hand.
Yes!
I'm here, motherfuckers! As he calls out, echoing across the crater.
He probably would say, "What took you so long, huh?"
Yeah. In that case, then you hear, "What took you so long, huh?" As Emmerich emerges and darts down, taking out another one of these dragons that was descending towards you.
Wow.
Otalia Karnos, landing on the ground bodily in front of this massive red dragon, looks down towards you. It is time to run, my friends. We will take care of these cultists and these dragons above. You must get below. as Otaliokanos begins fighting this massive red dragon, roaring in defiance as her claws rake across its throat, the dragon pushing back, biting down hard. What do you guys do?
Run!
It's time to
Run!
As you begin running towards... Gotta go! What the dog doing? As you guys begin running towards the crater, the guard drakes growling as they begin moving towards you. You see Gloria look up.
Yep.
Shit. All right then. And you watch as the injuries and disguise just fades away as Gloria pulls out, seemingly from an empty space, she just pulls out her lute, her mandolin, and begins playing this song. You watch as the guard drakes sort of pause and then begin falling asleep, their bodies falling limp and lifeless around as Gloria looks towards you. Yeah? You got something to say?
What's funny? You know what was funny? I was about to say before you said this, I was going to get on my thing, because I'm on my mount, I was going to fly this way, and I was going to pick her up.
Looks like Gloria's been biding her time. You can see that some of the injuries she sustained are real. There is a nasty gash along her chest cut through some of her armor, but it looks like she made, through illusionary magic, made this look a lot worse than it is. As the drakes all fall asleep, as she casts this spell, she looks towards you lot. Yeah? You got something to say?
Just take it. I just like take off. Like 60 feet.
Yeah.
Like
go,
on my mount.
Go.
I go as fast as I can. Like I dash to like a Yervith.
As all of you catch up to Yervith, not really knowing he's there, you can see there are even more cultists along the gangplank. And right as you think, shit, I'm gonna have to engage with these people, you watch as this spinning portal opens up in front of you. Flames leaping out from around it as Azua and Griswold burst onto the gangplanks, followed by Lyra. Wielding these fungal spores that she throws towards these creatures, throws towards these people. As the fungal spores land on them and be growing these funguses across their body, they collapse, scratching away, trying to pull this fungus off them.
Lyra's here.
You watch as right next to you, right near the portal where you're sort of hiding, Azua bursts out, fists glowing with light as he begins just pounding away at these people, beating the shit out of them. Griswold pulling out these small bombs and throwing them as the cultists just are blown off the pathway, clearing the way forward for you to all power on through.
Is Boulder, KC, and Wiltix there as well?
Not just yet.
Oh,
Spoilers.
okay. Sorry. Shut up. I'll just shut up.
The universe is coming together. We must.
I'll just shut up.
All the allies you made along the way, Avengers Assemble. As you get to the edge of the gangplank, you watch as emerging from the darkness below, another dragon pushes forwards. Blue, electricity burning through its mouth, crackling across its maw as it lets loose this bolt of lightning above, and right as it's about to hit the gangplank where you guys are, you watch as KC drops out of the sky, shield in front of him, and deflects this lightning as it goes off towards the side. Baldur and Shivers alongside him begin casting spells, blocking off the rest of the dragons. As you run up level with KC, he looks towards you and goes, "Welcome, trainees. Probably time to get below."
Bastard.
At this point, Yervith's like, "Oh, hey guys."
We'll just keep running. We don't have much time.
As you guys get to the edge of the shadow, Griswold runs up close to you, looks at the shadow and laughs. Bit of a pathetic spell, really. Clicks his fingers, and you watch as the shadow begins breaking apart right around where you are, this portal opening up, allowing access through. Griswold sort of pauses a sec, concentration moving across his face and sweat beading. Actually, it turns out this spell's a little bit more potent than I thought. You might want to get through there quite quickly. Right now, perhaps. No, now, go, please. As you all power through, heading down into the depths below, Griswold calls out, "Good luck!" as the shadow covers back over again. You find yourselves standing above a vast chamber below. In the center, a rend in space cutting through as 5 figures bent low in prayer or focusing on some spell chant. All the sound from above is gone, just silence, but you can see through the shadow above. As you look up, you can see your allies fighting for their lives against the cultists and against the dragons. But down below, all is silent in the ritual chamber. Just the gentle hum of voices speaking rapidly. And as you stand there looking down from this balcony, the rift opens just a little bit, and a single great red eye peers out from the other side. And you hear a voice. My child, you've come. My hour of return is at hand. Come to me, my daughter. Come to me so that I may step through at last, and we may rule this world. And that is where we're wrapping up for tonight.
Whoa. Wow.
You guys worked hard, gathered a lot of allies to your cause. They were not just going to leave you high and dry in your hour of need. So, just for your information, so that you know, and for the podcast listeners and for the YouTube watchers and the stream watchers, if you had not brought so many people onto your side, you potentially may have had to fight your way through 4 adult dragons and 1 ancient dragon
Oh my god.
by yourselves.
That would be horrifying.
But that's not what you did. You did not go this alone. You've recruited many allies, you brought many people on board, and you got the message out when you needed to, as soon as you could, that you were in trouble and that the city needed help. The decision to call all of your allies immediately was a really good one.
I'm so thankful I took sending.
Sending was a very useful spell to have.
Talari's still running.
Talari is still running. Talari unfortunately doesn't have access to magic or teleportation. He's had to run there. But Talari is still just this tabaxi, this desert-looking tabaxi, this desert cat tabaxi, just sprinting across the plains using his 80 feet of movement all at once. Hey, we'll get there. I'll get there in time. As he's just 120 feet. Sorry, 120 feet dash. Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, everybody. What an epic session. I cannot wait to see how this goes down against Tiamat. But we're going to have to. That is next session. Ooh, this is the music I was actually saving for the...
this music is like...
This is the music.
Amazing.
Sorry, that's the Tiamat boss battle music. I did not want to play that early.
That was a little sneak peek for everyone.
Little sneak peek, yeah.
Sorry, that I've been keeping that secret. Shit. Anyway, no, you'll have to... You're going to have to wait. Little teaser. You're going to have to wait, because that is the end of tonight's session. And unfortunately, we're breaking for Christmas, so... You're going to have to sit on that cliffhanger for a couple of weeks, everybody.
Oh, man.
We will be back on January the 18th for our next session of... Actually...
Damn.
No, do you know what? We could be back January 11th. I'm actually back from my holiday that day. We could be back then.
See, I reckon, see how you're feeling after it.
I'm going to be feeling very relaxed after my holiday. I'm going to be feeling great.
All right,
I'll keep you
posted.
It may be that we can come back on
We'll still be driving.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not back.
Maybe we should.
18th of January.
Yeah, let's leave 18th.
January 18th is a very good day because it's my birthday as well. There you go.
Oh, fantastic. I didn't realize you were January as well, Matt. I'm 6th of January.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And I'm 20
Also,
January.
I'm so sorry, Matt, like when Yervith dies on your birthday.
This music also kind of slaps a bit too.
Whoa,
actually.
this music is also like...
All my
really-
music's... I'm trying to put on like just a chilled out background music, but I'm
It
figuring-
started off chill, and now it's like, it's building back up to the cliffhanger.
But no, thank you so much for joining us tonight, everybody. We will see you all again for the next episode of Tyranny of Dragons. Have a wonderful Christmas, a lovely holiday, and I hope you all get some really good time off, some time to spend with your families, your loved ones, your friends. I hope that includes a little bit of D&D or a little bit of another RPG of your choice. If it doesn't, that's okay, because we will be back to provide you with more of that joy in the new year. But we will see you all in 2023. Have a wonderful time, and if you've enjoyed this, come and check it out on YouTube or on the podcast. Hit it a like, subscribe, comment, share it with your friends. You know it helps us out a huge amount, and it helps me bring amazing episodes like this to life. For those of you who might be familiar with Tyranny of Dragons, you've noticed by now that this is very different to how the Well of Dragons goes down. Yes, it is. This is a very heavily homebrewed Tyranny of Dragons. I will be putting up all the homebrew changes that I've made once the campaign is finished up on the wiki for anyone to use if you want to. You're welcome to set it in Nostea or adapt it for your own homebrew world. But that's it from me tonight, everybody. Stay safe, stay well, and we will see you all again so soon. Goodbye, everybody. Farewell.
Have a lovely Christmas. Happy New Year.
Lovely Christmas. Merry Christmas. We'll see you all again
Merry
later.
Christmas, guys.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.